live stream is, there we go. We are up and running. So we'll get this shared with folks.
Here's the link for you guys in the chat. And you don't have a description set up, do you?
No,
That doesn't matter. We'll sort. No, you. Huh?
Yeah. I put it in there.
That's not the. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if it didn't show up, I apologize. I gave it a good old try, I promise.
No, it showed up. It's just not a full description.
Oh, fair enough. But hey, look at that. We have people popping in already.
Wait, have we just gone straight into it? No intro or anything?
Yeah, no, I'm about to intro right now. Just letting you know since
okay.
We're literally live and you can hear us on the live thing.
Yeah.
Don't say anything offensive.
Dang it, Nick.
Don't.
Yeah, Nick, Jesus, we've had this conversation.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, no, guys, it did it again.
Nick just went off. What the hell?
I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, everyone.
You didn't even capitalize episode 35?
Oh, we're gonna be all right. So
Nick.
I turned all of us off for a quick second.
Say next time I'm not the only one dying. I'm taking you guys with me.
Yeah.
We need to go to intro, don't we?
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now. Welcome everybody to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age, and we are just all kinds of a wreck because I'm hosting the streaming duties again. So that's how we roll here.
What did you just say?
Oh, right. When I said intro, I meant the 2-minute countdown thing.
We can't. No, we can't. I just literally we got done talking about this for 10 minutes. We can't do it, otherwise things don't work.
Wait, no, Nick, you can do it because I put a layer in our scene.
And I tried, and everything went to garbage. We're not doing it.
You don't have to click on another thing.
It is there. There are people watching our show right now.
I mean,
we
either
are
way,
not
we're not going to
leaving.
play that now.
Suris, come back. Come back, Suris.
We're already here.
Yeah, we're here. The madness is here. Embrace the chaos. We are Sonic fans after all.
Well, maybe now that I've got a new computer set up, maybe I can do some streams from in the future.
Yeah, I'll have a new computer here soon. I'll be able to do things correctly.
We embrace
yeah, you might. Having a computer doesn't make you able, Nick.
It's fine. I did my very best, and I'm very proud of me. Everybody praise me. I'm the best.
Okay,
all right.
Anyway, I'm Nick, and with me we have Channel Pup. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm good. Lol.
We have Suris, who is joining us from the great beyond with his phone.
I am currently on my phone because I am very far away from my computer.
Wayne is also here.
For 27.5 years, I've walked the plains of this terrible, desolate rock we call planet Earth, floating around in space, constantly coasting towards oblivion, and I think to myself, here I am, right now, with these guys, talking about a blue hedgehog, and cum from time to time.
So if you can't tell, he just got done playing Sonic Forces, so... We also have Chaomix!
Yeah, I'm here, finally. You guys are really hard to book, or maybe I'm hard to book.
I think you're a little hard to book.
You're hard to book.
Yeah.
We've wanted you for a long time in our little sex cult, and now that you're finally here, we can get down to business.
A complete polyamorous relationship.
Wait, hang on, you got ID, right?
I think only.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
So one of our viewers is not enjoying the scrolling background. So I don't know if we should keep that going if it's making him nauseous.
Is it possible to slow it down a little? I think you can slow it down, can't you?
You can actually right-click that source, and you can change the speed setting.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, just slow it down, like
Crank it into hyperdrive.
go really, really fast. Just a
It'll
big
cancel itself out. Don't worry about it.
I'm not seeing what the options are.
While you do that, I'll go through the obligatories.
Yeah.
So the obligatories. First part is all super chats are logged throughout the entire show. Will be read at the end. Chaomix doesn't get a share. And And of course, we gotta
Sorry.
promote our merch as well. Flog our merch. We got new items up in the Sunset City gift shop. So yeah, get your capitalism on and head on over. I will be pinning the link in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Right. So today's episode is entirely about Sonic's
Oh,
anniversary milestone years.
Yes, also
we're
known
go-
as the divorces. All of the divorces. Sonic
So yeah,
divorces.
we're gonna go through every time Sega counted their lucky stars that their franchise was still alive and talk about each anniversary. But we're mainly just looking at the gaming side of things. So like what games came out for what anniversaries and stuff. So yeah, is everybody ready, or do we have like a dog situation going on?
I had to go let my
swear
dog out because he would not leave me alone. And he's got a big ass tail, so he was just smacking the shit out of everything around him with that macho tail. So he's out.
But yeah, guys, we have got Nilk merch. We've got new honey bee merch, bee theory stuff, and all that going on. And yes, as Xandru kindly puts in the chat, there's also a humble bundle going on with the Sonic games. So if you do want to get some Sonic games at a low price, check out the Sonic Humble bundle. That's not like a shilling thing. That's just more just if you guys want a good deal. I genuinely mean it.
I'm just waiting until we can actually start selling like breakfast cereal so we can have honey pup Beerios.
Bumblecum. Honey jizz.
There we go. Rank presidents. Chaomix, Jesus. All right.
We've got Beerios, and we've got Nick Milk for the cereal. It's perfect. And according to Nick, we have Suris syrup for your fucking Wayne waffles.
Yes.
I like waffles. I'm fine with this.
All right.
We'll
guys
open a
talk.
restaurant
I gotta mute myself for a second.
Okay.
Sweet. No parental.
So,
Hello?
So let's
How's,
gossip about Nick.
how's the weather going on? Yeah, let's gossip. I heard
This is?
Nick is I heard he's a
Green.
man.
the weather. It is like snowing real hard right now by me.
Yo,
Perfect.
what?
I'll be over in a couple hours.
Yeah,
Thank
in
you so much.
Chicago. It's like going absolutely nuts right now.
All right. Thank you.
Getting
That's
snow?
just
Yeah.
I want snow.
There we go.
same actually. I would love some snow.
All right.
Well, snow's
There we go. All right. For the dude that's getting a headache from our background, I'm sorry. I cannot slow it down. Just don't look at the screen. It's a podcast. I'm sorry. We'll get it fixed later.
Get yourself a vomit bag. But yeah, so are we ready to go into the discussion, or shall we?
We've
Shall we
got
ask-
news. We've got some news.
Okay, we got news first.
So
Okay.
it's been pretty much confirmed at this point. Sega has copyrighted or trademarked, whatever the case is, the name Sonic Frontiers. So it looks like the next Sonic game is going to be more than likely named that instead of Sonic Rangers. Thoughts?
Sonic Breath of the Wild. Let's go.
Space, the final frontier. I don't remember the rest of the speech, but I hope he goes to space. I doubt he will, but like that'd be
I've
really
never
cool.
seen Sonic in space before. It's true.
No, you get what I'm saying. Like it looks like it's gonna be very much a temple-based game, but like I want to see him go to space again.
I
Like,
mean, he just got done being in space again.
yeah, but it wasn't a good
Oh,
space.
yeah.
Like
I
That
want to
space
strangle
sucked.
within
Wasn't
the stars.
I want the Sonic Adventure 2 space back, not the fucking other space.
Yeah,
Other
there's a
space.
difference. There's a good
I
space.
think
and
we
bad
should go
space.
back to null space.
What about Mad Space?
Space. Yes! Bring back Mad Space. Except that's just Sonic Lost World when you think about it.
So how
do
does
a happy-
everybody feel about the name Sonic Frontiers?
Doesn't roll off the tongue as easy as Rangers, but I've been saying for a while I had a feeling they weren't going to be rolling with that name anyway.
No,
so
I don't
hey,
think.
here we are.
Yeah.
Green Hill,
Also,
the
Chaomix, what were
final
you saying?
frontier.
Oh, I was saying that they should bring Happy Space as opposed to Mad Space for the next game.
I swear to God.
Glad space.
Arm Space.
Glad Space.
Sonic
Sad Space,
Labyrinth.
My Space.
Add Space. Guys.
So they just want Sonic Space is what they're looking for in the name.
I
Sonic
want
Space.
to go to space.
I just want to
Sonic-
go to space, dude.
Sonic Apollo. Oh, how good would that be? Sonic Apollo. It's like the whole game takes place in Kennedy Space Center.
Oh my god. There we go.
Apollo 13 Sonic Edition. You go to
Was
space
Apollo
for campaign.
13 the one that actually went up, or was that the one that came back down again?
It came down.
In a bad way or a good way?
I don't think
That's
anybody
an
actually gives a
important
shit about the
distinction.
name about the next Sonic game is what I'm getting from this conversation.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
some
what's
gameplay or fuck off? Like, that's,
yeah?
Yeah, there's only so much the name can tell us.
The
Like, I
name
don't
is
know, even I
I
feel like the
think that-
vibes that Rangers gave off is kind of it's pretty similar to Frontiers, I guess. So
The point is, when I first heard about Sonic Colors, I was looking forward to Sonic tackling a political and sensitive subject of like the race war, but instead we got these fucking wisps.
lame.
Yeah, I honestly think like the title of the game is only gonna matter to people until there's something actually interesting to talk about.
I do think the name is telling. I think that is confirming a lot of these leaks and rumors and things of that nature. Everything we've been hearing about this being open world, this being more akin to Breath of the Wild. I think that is telling in the name Frontiers. That's a very
Yeah, I got that vibe from
open-worldy.
Rangers as well, though.
I mean, yeah.
It's definitely more obvious. Like, okay, if we didn't have the leaks with the Sonic Rangers name, maybe it would have been a bit harder to tell like what that name meant. So maybe I'm a bit biased because we kind of know what we know when we're not supposed to.
You
But
know
yeah,
what I want to
definitely
see?
Frontiers is a bit more obvious.
Sonic in like a little safari outfit, in like a little golf cart with a little flat cap on, and call it Sonic the Park
I
Ranger.
want to put hats on Sonic just in general.
I just want Sonic
be
to be able to walk up to civilians in the forest and say, "Don't litter." Like, press the Y button to tell people not to litter.
Give him like a Indiana Jones hat.
yeah, just straight up, make
If we're
him
giving
rural.
Sonic and Indiana Jones hat, can we go back to Lost World? Not Lost World the game, but Lost World the level. If we're gonna give him the hat, let him go back to the temple.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Who actually wants
That'd
to
be
go
awesome.
back to Lost World, though? The Lost World sucked.
I do if they just, went for the actual source material and made it Sonic versus fucking dinosaurs. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, but no Snake. No Snake.
No, he did that. He did that in Black Knight, right?
Secret
He
Rings.
No, Dinosaurs was in Secret Rings.
That's right.
Dinosaurs make everything,
Yeah.
and in Colors
Being a
DS,
dragon, those are
kind
not
of,
the
a
same.
little bit.
Well, what about Sonic Jurassic? A game entirely dedicated to dinosaurs. And
Sonic Park.
I just want
So
more
the only
dinosaurs.
person who would buy the game is Nick.
Yeah.
Sonic Extinction. Dr. Eggman is behind the meteor
would buy
going
it.
to Earth.
Yeah.
So here's a crazy idea. It's basically like a spiritual successor to Sonic Colors, where he's just like, hey, so the whole theme park and space thing maybe kind of flopped, but what if we had a theme park based around dinosaurs? Now hear me out. If you were to find like some fossilized amber with like a mosquito in it, then I think that probably
Stop.
over the
We just fossilized Charmies.
I know what bit you're doing. Just stop, okay?
fossilized
Just-
wisps.
I just want to see Sonic fuck Littlefoot from The Land Before Time.
Jesus
Oh, no.
Christ.
No.
Of course, aged up, by the way. That applies to both of them.
Anyway.
God.
So, yeah, not much to say in terms of Sonic Frontiers. I like the name. The only other thing I can think of that used Frontiers fairly, not even recently, would be like Digimon. It's just a fun word. I like the word.
Pokemon Battle
I like
Frontier, right?
Digimon.
Oh, that's true. You're
Yeah.
right.
That was a while. That was kind of a while ago, though. Not
That was
super recent.
for, yeah.
That was like in the 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Here's an idea for a Sonic title. Sonic Federations, and he goes to like the Galactic Federation to go to space and shit.
And he
I just
The-
want Sonic to go to space. Okay.
The Galactic Federation?
Yeah,
From,
Sonic-
from what?
Sonic-
From what, pup?
from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
That's not what they called it. What's the Galactic Federation from, pup?
Let me Google this real quick, okay?
Oh, no.
Little do we know, Pup has actually been in contact with extraterrestrials. And how the fuck did that come out of my mouth?
I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
I googled Galactic Federation, and the first thing that comes up: NBC News, former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials do exist.
I
it's a
remember
Rick
that.
and Morty thing, right? Am I
And
right on that?
therefore, Sonic Adventure 3 confirmed.
Sonic
So-
is gonna fuck some aliens.
All right, that's about the only news we really had worth talking about this week. I'm sure there's some sales. I know the Knuckles skin from Fall Guys is out now. Whatever, it's here or there. What we're
Also,
actually gonna
I
be...
want
What?
I want Kanye to do the vocal track for Sonic Federations.
That was just we're calling the
Imagine-
game now. Sonic
imagine-
Federations.
Imagine Kanye West doing a vocal track for Sonic Federations. That would be just perfect.
My God. Anyway, we're going to be talking a bit about Sonic Anniversaries. We are still in the anniversary year of our Blue Lord, Sonic the Hedgehog, 30th. So, figured while
Lord
we're
or
still
Warden?
in this, what?
Lord or Warden?
I don't. Who can tell
Yes.
anymore? Kind of one and the same. We're returning to
Yeah.
Suris' channel.
God, no.
But yeah, I mean, they've celebrated, I think, since the 10th anniversary. I don't think there was a 5th anniversary. So we thought it might be fun to just kind of look back, see how they celebrated Sonic. What was the state of the franchise? How did the games turn out? And afterwards, kind of rank them and see what we think about all of them.
Actually, question: if there was a 5th anniversary, what would the game have been?
I
What
think it
Sonic
was Sonic
game-
3D Blast.
96 would be 3D
1996.
Blast. Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
I think there was
God,
some other
okay.
game. I
That
looked it
sounds
up
about
and
on
it
par
was-
for Sega's
When
for
did
a good
Jam?
number. Sega's attempts to celebrate the
Jam was
franchise's anniversary.
97, maybe.
When did
was-
Sonic
was
Ja-
not- it
Sonic
was
Jam
after.
97? Yeah, it was 97. Okay, because
Mhm.
I kind of feel like I feel like Sonic Jam would be an anniversary title if there
Yeah.
ever was a classic anniversary title.
Oh, Sonic the Fighter is for arcade, which was technically Sonic's first 3D game. I'd say that's kind of worthy of being kind of like a celebratory anniversary title, maybe.
I mean, 96 feel like, I don't know, if I was Sega
Shall we go to the-
and I like Sonic 3D Blast and I looked over and there's Mario 64 out this year, I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna shut the fuck up.
Shall we just go through the official anniversaries, the ones that Sega have officially
Yes.
celebrated, and just go from
Yeah.
there? So
I think
starting
I
with
think that's the better way to go through.
Yeah.
the 10th anniversary game, which was Sonic Adventure 2.
Let's go, baby! My favorite
All right,
game.
cool. So we're already starting off strong. It's all downhill from here. Awesome.
Well,
This was the peak of Sonic. Like, this was as good as it got.
the thing about
Nick-
the 10th
Yeah.
anniversary, I don't remember a whole lot in terms of like celebrating the 10th anniversary itself. And what's weird about Sonic Adventure 2 specifically, like there's a lot of love for it now. It felt so weird that because it just kind of came out when it first dropped. Like they had this big huge build up to Sonic Adventure, but Adventure 2 didn't have a whole lot going on for it. Like it had one comic tie-in instead of this like half a year long like multi tie-in thing from Archie. Wasn't a huge
did,
merchant just merch pull or nothing like that. It was really kind of downplayed.
They
Yeah,
did have.
when it came out, like I didn't know it came out. It was just out by the time I even realized it. While like Sonic Adventure 1, I remember kind of the build up to that game. So they did kind of just drop it without any like big build up. Like you wouldn't like be able to tell it was an anniversary title.
Well,
To be fair, though, they did have the
on the
special
10th
edition.
anniversary logo.
they did
corner.
in Japan. But
Yeah, they
nowhere
had
else.
the birthday pack, which you could play on your birthday while wearing your birthday suit. And it came with a gold coin, ironically enough.
Yeah, I ended up buying that years and years ago. It wasn't that expensive, so I just picked it up. It's a very cute package, but it's I would say the anniversary stuff was downplayed a little bit. I mean, it's the equivalent of like that birthday pack that came out for Sonic Colors Ultimate only in Japan compared to what we had here. And I think a lot of that might have to do with the fact that Sega's console was kind of dying. I mean, by 2001
Yeah,
we
it
knew
was
it was
But, like celebrating Sonic can only go so far when the infrastructure you have built him on is just kind of dying.
yeah.
Well, wasn't the Dreamcast announced to be dead like while Sonic Adventure 2 was in development?
Yes.
Like they knew it was dead and they had to finish this game up. It was gonna be like the last Sonic game for it.
So
Yeah, and that had to have like just kind of affected how they wanted to just kind of like hype it up or anything. I wonder what kind of feeling of defeat there must have been, like just
You know
around
what? I wonder
Sega.
how like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hmm? Oh no! I was done.
Oh, okay. I wonder how that may have affected the ending of SA2. There was a post on Twitter that one of my friends made. Like if you were to pick one Sonic game to be the last of the franchise, which would it be? And one of the options was SA2, then there was like Unleashed and 2 other games. And like I really do feel like SA2, if it were the last Sonic game, it would have been like just a perfect ending to the series. Everything
it
I
would've
agree
in
with
a really
that.
good way.
Especially like if
almost-
you look at like the ending, you've got all of the characters, good and evil, all united and standing together.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, so
that was
there-
a huge thing. Like having Eggman kind of like the biggest thing for me there was having Eggman kind of introspective and just going, I wonder if my grandpa really wanted to kill all of us. It almost seems like he's putting the way he himself operates in perspective. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
we just go,
I still love how like Dr. Eggman for a moment was seriously considering or reconsidering like who he was and what he does, and then Tails just completely fucking ruins it with that completely tone deaf response. Where like Dr. Eggman's like, I wonder if maybe I was wrong all along, and maybe I should change the trajectory of my life. And all Tails can say is, well, I don't know about that, but we all did it together. It's like, oh, would you just fuck off?
Oh,
so
man.
can
Like,
we
imagine-
confirm from that Tails is the reason the metal virus happened then?
Tails is
Because
literally the reason Dr. Eggman continued to be a threat post Adventure 2.
Tails had
He's about to
connected
reconsider his
there.
entire life. He's about to change over, turn a new leaf. Tails ruined it.
And like
Tails is
the event,
literally the main villain of the franchise.
the event right afterwards in Heroes are literally like Eggman not doing shit. He's captured by his own thing. There's like 2 moments of like pure Eggman hubris that happen there, and he just it's all Tails. Tails is the reason that those moments of hubris didn't change him.
That
Oh,
was
no.
also the beginning of Tails' regression into a fucking toddler come Sonic Heroes. Like, he says that completely tone-deaf line at the end. And that was like, Eggman's just after that, like, is everything okay? Tails is like, look at all those Eggman robots!
What's weird though is I've read elsewhere that Adventure 3 had kind of at least started pre-production at this point when everything was kind of going to pot for the Dreamcast. So I don't know if that's truly the case or not, but it makes you wonder what would happen if the Dreamcast had succeeded and, kicked around for another little while there. Like, would that have been the ending? Because, like, I know it's like a nice bit of finality to the end of that story, but it is still just Shadow's story that they've started to
Obviously,
finish there.
like, what ifs are always going to be vague, but I can say with some certainty that if the Dreamcast did stick around, we would definitely have flying cars and transport tubes today.
Yeah, there we go. We'll be spinballing through them.
There would
we
be
have
a
all-
more organized religion, and it would all be beautiful. No more wars.
If nothing else, I do think the game is a bittersweet send-off to the Dreamcast. I do think they put everything they could in there for the resources they had, because I doubt they had the budget they did for the first game. And I mean, obviously, like, it shows, like, it's stood the test of time for a lot of folks, and I don't know, I just see it just kind of as a sad celebration. It's a good one, it's a bittersweet one, but there's a tinge of sadness to it. So it really was the end of an era.
It's the party you have after you've been like given a terminal diagnosis, where like you get all your friends together. You're gonna have a good time with them one last time. You're gonna try to make the best of it, but you know that when you go back into the hospital, your Dreamcasts are all dying.
Yeah.
There's Jesus fuck Suris, but like there's definitely like an air of like foreboding to Sonic Adventure 2, which I really like. I mean, you got to think this was like at a time when celebrating the franchise meant more than just rubbing one out to Green Hill Zone. Like, this was when they brought all the characters in, they gave it their all on that soundtrack. They did the biggest Sonic story you could possibly ask for. They just threw everything at this. And, what you end up with is a game that is just chock full of just, it's the quintessential, like, Sonic experience, at least as far as 3D is concerned. So, like, I think as, like, an anniversary title, Sonic Adventure 2 absolutely holds up, but also another great thing about it is it brings nothing but new to the table at the same time. It takes all these familiar characters and puts them on a new adventure, bigger and more intense than ever.
I do think in terms of what that game's doing, like for a 10th anniversary, it's doing what it should, which is look how far we've come. Like it really kind of finds its own identity in terms of style and everything else for that era. I mean, I obviously have my own opinions about the overall package itself. That's different from I think at least half the room here. I'm with Wayne in terms of I like Sonic Adventure 1 better, but it's hard to deny like just Sonic Adventure 2 is just like peak 2001. Like it is such its own thing, and it took a while to get to that point, and you can see that evolution to that style, and it has the final unlockable is Green Hill Zone. It's not overplayed. It's not pandering to old fans like myself. It is really like a look where we've come from and look where we are now. And I think that's a really eloquent way to celebrate that legacy is in something like that. And that's perfect for a decade of being around. You didn't need to have something like Sonic Generations that early on in the franchise. So I think it's celebrated just about as much as it should have for the time being.
Yeah,
What an
I mean,
innocent
besides
time
the
for
Green
Sonic.
Hills, besides the Green Hill Zone stage, there really isn't much like callback to the original. It's really kind of doing its own thing and kind of
Yeah.
putting its leg forward, trying to step into new territory.
Mhm.
I don't really think the fact that it came out on an anniversary, or if it's considered an anniversary game, really has much of an effect on like how it was made or how
No.
the developers went into that game to make it. If that game came out in like 2002, I think it would have been basically the same thing. And that is in contrast to a lot of these other anniversary games that we'll be getting to.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one definitely stands on its own. It's a pretty unique anniversary game, I think, compared to some of the others.
I agree. It's yeah, they were trying to make a sequel. They weren't trying to do anything else. So that's why I think like even just developing an entire Green Hill area, something that most players aren't going to see, and they went and made
Right.
the entire thing. I thought that was a really cool little callback. So
Yeah, and even if it wasn't like, yeah, if it was released in 2002, I feel like that Green Hill Zone still might have existed just to kind of show, the players, hey, remember where we started? Well, here's where we are now.
mhm. I do have to
Doesn't
wonder though. Do you
necessarily have to
guys?
do with the anniversary, but
Yeah.
you
Do
know.
you guys remember if Sonic Advance came out in 2001? Am I remembering that right?
Um,
Because
It's
when did the
either
GameCube one
2001 or
drop?
2002.
Let's check. Sonic Advance release
2001, yeah.
date. Okay, so Sonic
Sure.
Advance would fall into the 10th anniversary as well then in that case.
That's a very interesting title. That's a very surreal. It is. I still remember the very first time. That's like back then. Sonic was still making me buy systems. That's why I got a Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance was for that game, and it was a very surreal experience putting that on and seeing Nintendo and Sega logo in the same game. And
I feel like sorry, go on.
Advance was my first Sonic game I ever actually owned myself. So
it
that's
was it was the first 2D Sonic game for a few years to that point. It
Yeah.
actually ended up getting a Neo Geo Pocket color for Pocket Adventure 2.
Pocket
Ah,
Adventure.
yes, the
fucking-
best Sonic game.
It's a fun little system, man.
Masterpiece.
I will never talk shit about that,
It's a 10 out of 10.
but yeah, I thought it was interesting. Like it was kind of exciting. Like that's where I was a little bit more positive. Sonic Advance made me a little less, because I was worried about the state of just basically any Sega franchise going forward, but Sonic Advance kind of relieved me a bit because they did have that newer Sonic design, and I didn't give a shit one way or the other, like if he was shorter or stumpier or if he had that leaner look to him at that point. I just wanted a good game, and I wanted to make sure that they maintained, something of the classic design, and they did it with that, and I thought it was like a brilliant way to do it, because that's how they did a lot of game series back in the day, especially if you had like an older classic formula. You keep the 2D shit on the handhelds, and you keep the 3D stuff on the
Yeah.
consoles.
On the
True.
subject of like the design change, I guess, I never really viewed it as a design change anyway. I viewed it as just, this is that design but in a new art style. So it was like,
I
but
always
like
viewed it as Sonic getting older. Like that's
That's how I
as a
saw
kid,
I did
that's what it
too.
was to me.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even notice a difference between the two until people pointed it out with Sonic 4, but that's a subject for later. I think in many ways the 10th anniversary was kind of the blueprint of things to come. Like you get some modern Sonic, you get some classic Sonic, and in a way it's also like an early echo of like the 25th anniversary. Sonic Advance is to Sonic Adventure 2 what Sonic Mania was to Sonic Forces. And I don't mean that in like a quality aspect, God no. But like just, in the fact that, you had a 2D game that took things back to basics and celebrated Sonic's history, and you had a 3D game that was moving things or supposed to move things forward. But yeah, Advance, I think it's a good game. It's an early instance of kind of being a bit rehashy with levels, but to be entirely fair to it, it was the first time they'd really done something like that. And I think for Sonic's debut on a Nintendo system, it made sense to have overall familiar level themes for this one. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I to spoil part 3 of my colors video a little bit here, I do kind of bring that up a little bit because I do think it's interesting when you look at Sega in terms of how they were trying to introduce Mario players to Sonic. Because with Colors and Lost World, they really aped a lot of Mario design, as opposed to when Sega first were coming to Nintendo. What did they do instead? They showed us, here's what Sonic currently is in 3D. Here's his most defined, and they were really proud of.
More of like, hey, Nintendo kids, here's what you've been missing.
Exactly.
By Sega. Like,
right. They went
the
back.
point,
over
yeah,
you guys. That's exciting.
It's a stark difference in mentality, isn't it? Like, this is what you've been missing out on versus, okay, we'll do what you want, don't worry.
And there's pros and cons to both of that. We'll talk about that another
Yeah.
day. I'm tired of talking about Sonic Colors so goddamn much. But yeah, like that's, and I know part of that is due to like we don't have a brand new game right now, so we're gonna release this game that did really well critically and in terms of what the Dreamcast user base was, it did well. So let's bring Adventure 2. We'll bring some new stuff to it. We'll emphasize a little bit more of the multiplayer to it, and it's a port job, no doubt about it. But it was a strong one. It was ready for GameCube's launch window. I don't know if it came out during the actual launch day, but it was really close to launch. And then you could use it with Advance as well. And I think they just, went really strong with their first outing on Nintendo. Even with the port, they also had alongside it, like, here's old school Sonic. We still know how to make it, and it still works great. And there you go, Nintendo kids. Finally, you get get a bit of the good life. There you go.
Get a bit of the boogie.
Get a bit. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Can you tell?
You're doing well.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing your best, and that's all that matters, Nick. We appreciate you here.
That's so sweet of you.
Only gamer can sustain him. No sleep.
So that brings
Not
us
talking
to
about-
the 15th anniversary.
Welcome to the
Ruh-roh.
Sonic Age. Now, I feel like we need to make a quick omission. Are we including Sonic Riders in this? Because I wouldn't. Sonic Riders feels like a leftover.
No, that game has the anniversary logo on it.
And then fuck it, we're gonna include Sonic Riders in that
It's
case.
still considering, we're considering like how they handled the 15th anniversary.
We're talking about Advance. We can talk about Riders, I think.
Well, in that case,
Riders was an anniversary title?
yeah.
Okay, then in that case,
Why?
we'll
I'm
also
just
because it was in
cross-
production at the time. It came out in 2006, so we're gonna slap a logo on it to make it more marketable. I don't know.
So
Okay, in that
entirely by
case, we've got-
circumstance and nothing else.
Yeah.
We've got some more bridges to cross then when it comes to like the 19th and etc. But like, yeah, okay, let's start off with Sonic Riders then. I didn't fucking play it.
Riders is a game that I need to go back to. I haven't played it in recent memory, but I remember my feelings when playing it were very, hey, this story's really cool, but it also feels like I'm playing budget Mario Kart.
It felt like it was trying so very, very hard to be Mario Kart without being Mario Kart. Like we're trying to do a racer with we're trying to do. It's like I don't know.
Give him credit where it's due.
I don't
though.
know. I don't get that vibe from it. I get that vibe from the Sega All-Star Racing games. But
Yeah,
Sonic
that's what I
Riders
was a-
really trying to do its own thing. Like I can't really
That's
recall any kart racer that did anything remotely like Sonic Riders. It was really trying to stand out. But like the kart racer series, the All-Star Kart Racer series, that is a lot more akin to Mario
Yeah,
Kart. Like I have some friends who are really
let
into
me
Mario Kart.
clarify. Let me clarify. They wanted to get into that mascot racing genre, but they
Yeah.
wanted to try and be like, we're gonna try our very best not to be comparable to Mario Kart. We're gonna try and do our own thing here.
But I
I'll
feel like
say this though.
even in terms of like, Crash Team Racing and like any other mascot car racer, they all followed a very specific formula.
Right.
And they're almost like interchangeable, but like and like the All-Star
I think-
Racer games do that, but Sonic Riders is like completely its own thing, I think.
Yeah.
I think
That's
Riders is closer to F-Zero than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I was going to
Thank
kind
you,
of say
thank you.
is like if they were kind of trying to ape the competitive racer genre, I think doing like the extreme gear stuff was actually a good answer to that because it does still
Yeah.
feel much more quintessentially Sonic than karts do. And that's no slight against the like Team Sonic Racing, for example. I think Team Sonic Racing's a fantastic game. But like I do think like it would have been cool if they had the exact same controls and handling, but had them on extreme gear instead of cars.
Yeah,
'cause it's just
Oh, just have them as a skin, basically.
well, that's what I
Yeah,
was gonna
it's
get at
just more
there.
Sonic.
It's I think it overcomplicates itself needlessly a lot of the time. And I do think the sequels kind of overcorrect a lot of the time. We don't need to talk about them right now, but in terms of just that beginning difficulty spike, like trying to learn those controls, it was an aggravating time. But it is one of those games that, if you put the time into it, it's going to reward you, and it's going to be a very satisfying game to master. It's just that the initial difficulty curve is a bit of a beast. And I think
I will admit that
Yeah.
it is a lot harder to get into than like your average Mario Kart clone.
Oh, yeah.
which probably doesn't do well for it, like especially since there aren't a lot of good tutorials in the game. It really doesn't teach you how to play the game very well.
No, but
But once you get over that like hump in difficulty and kind of learn how to do it, which is usually like by the end of the game. I feel like when I started to kind of get a grip on Sonic Riders, it was like when I had finished the story mode already.
mhm.
So that definitely kind of hurt it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think
have-
that was my main thing with Riders was that I always liked the style and I thought it was neat in concept. But because the game does a very poor job of communicating how it's actually supposed to be played and enjoyed, I found it ultimately much more frustrating than and I felt those frustrations outweighed its qualities to a degree, and I just ended up dropping it once I finished the story mode because I was just like, well, I'm done. Like, I didn't really have that great of a time with this. It was mostly just stumbling until I fell upwards.
Yeah. I felt a lot of that for a lot of Sonic games at the time. Because Sonic Adventure 2 is way more challenging than Adventure 1. Heroes takes a lot of it's more streamlined, simplified in a lot of ways, but man, it wore on my patience a whole lot. Shadow, like I was just every game up to that point, I was less and less patient with Sonic, and I was not willing to do more than just rent Riders for a little bit because I was not feeling Sonic, and I think it's pretty telling that probably the highest quality game that came out of this anniversary is Riders, because golly, what a difference 5 years has made between the 10th and 15th anniversary. Because we also had at that time Sonic Genesis and Sonic 06.
actually
Oh, no.
question, what year did Sonic 06 come out?
Oh my god.
God, I'm gonna unbirth you.
So Sonic Genesis and 06 did come out on the same day. So which one will we cover first? Genesis or
Let's get Genesis out of the way.
Genesis first. It's
Uh,
look. I don't think for anybody who doesn't know, and I hope everybody here knows, especially in the chat, knows the issues with Genesis. Let's take an old Genesis game. Let's crunch the frame rate down to abysmal levels you would expect on a fucking calculator. Let's zoom the screen in because we want the game to be widescreen when it wasn't originally that way. So we're going to zoom it in so it fills the screen so you can't see anything coming at you. And oh, by the way, the music sucks too because the GBA doesn't actually have a sound chip. Here you go. Literally everything you like about Sonic, we are going to take a giant, massive dump on, and there was no reason for us to do it, but we did it anyway. Congratulations. I'm sorry. I'm bitter.
So, I guess my analogy for Sonic Genesis would be imagine Sonic 1 is a cheeseburger, and someone with severe dysentery eats the cheeseburger. Sonic Genesis is the shit that he shits out. It was once the cheeseburger, but it is now the shit.
I'm okay with this analogy. This analogy is comforting.
But how
And,
forward thinking is Sega though? You know, like having a really shit port that should be a nice, easy win for them. And look at 2021. That's all video games have been this year.
Wait, just fucking wait, okay? We'll get there. But look, Sega likes to map out their future, okay? Like Sonic Genesis GBA was the blueprint. But like
They've been following the blueprint all along.
between Sonic 06 and Sonic Genesis GBA, I find Sonic Genesis to be the much bigger offender because there is just no fucking value to this thing whatsoever. There's no good reason to ever play Sonic Genesis.
No.
Who
Like-
made it? Was that Sonic Team or Dimps?
It was Dimps,
was-
I think.
I don't
it?
I don't
No,
think so.
Actually,
I
no,
think
it wasn't. It wasn't Dimps, was it? Who developed Sonic Genesis? It's
GBA.
the art, though. It's the art of taking an. It was M2 and Backbone Entertainment, I believe.
Oh, why would
How
they
did
not just get
M2
Dimps
fuck
to
up that bad? Holy shit.
Jesus.
So- For me, it was kind of the art of taking something that is good and turning it into something that is shit. And I don't think there's ever been a more stark version of this situation than Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance. It's thoroughly fucking insulting to the legacy of not only the game it's based on, but the fact that this game was the first one. This game, like Zack Snyder, was the blueprint, and they fucking disrespected it in this way. That's why it's a far more egregious product for me than Sonic 06. But yeah, okay.
06 at least has the excuse that they had an engine that was working all right, and they had to do the rollback shit. Like that happened, and we'll get to that when we talked about 06.
Well,
But Genesis,
There's failing
fucking
at
worked
trying
before.
something new. There's failing at trying something new, and then there's failing at your best magic trick.
Yep. Yep. That's a very good analogy. Yeah,
And
I think
it's
it's just
still really
telling of Sega at the time. Like there was a disaster zone just happening behind the scenes there. This is the year that Yuji Naka just flat out just abandoned Sega completely. And I think it's
so weird,
very
though.
telling. Like
Like-
you hear time and again like how hard it was to emulate the old school physics of the games without him around. And I think it's extremely telling.
Man, apparently it's hard to emulate the old school physics with him around. I mean, what's he been working on lately?
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what are you he's not been making a Sonic game though. What are you talking about?
No, but like if we're just talking like physics engines in general, holy shit.
Oh, don't get me started on Balan. That is pretty. It just stinks like a 3D Yuji Naka game though.
Yeah.
Guy,
It's weird
guy
how
doesn't.
they were able to pull off Sonic Advance 1, which is like a faster and more stylistic game where they got like all these sprites on screen. Sonic is definitely a lot faster in Advance 1 than Sonic 1, I think.
Mhm.
And they were able to pull
yeah.
that off back in 2001, and then you look at 2006, 5 years later, and they couldn't pull off a port of Sonic 1 on the
It's
Something-
also made worse
yeah.
by the fact that like fans, I believe, wasn't it just one
Stealth.
fan?
No, it was
actually
Stealth. It was
managed
Stealth
to...
himself that fixed it.
Stealth, yeah,
Yeah.
literally ported Sonic 1 to the Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's even worse when you consider the fact that like one of the old issues with old school Sonic is screen crunch. There not being enough room in front of you for you to predict things. That's the one thing the Game Boy Advance should have been able to solve for Sonic 1. And they were just like, nah, fucking zoom it in. Let's make that problem infinitely worse.
I think the
Infinitely
issue is
worse,
that
eh?
Sonic's sprite, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Sonic's sprite in Sonic 1 is a lot bigger than his sprite in Advance 1, because his Advance 1 sprite is a lot more like squished in, like it's not compressed, but like they designed it on a lot smaller of a scale, so that like if Sonic is smaller, that means that like everything around him can be like zoomed out more, so you can see more in front of you. But even then, like yeah, I'd say my biggest issues with the advanced games is that they're way too zoomed in. But like Sonic 1 Genesis on the GBA, that is like a whole other level. That is like you can barely see like
It's
2
Sonic
feet
under a
in front of them.
microscope.
It is
Also,
awful.
just everything about it is so wrong, from the physics to the music to
Yeah.
God fuck me, Labyrinth Zone. How slow he moves underwater. The frame rate is
Frame rate.
so botched. Everything about the game.
Collision, you can just clip through things.
Yeah, it's a game with no redeeming qualities. Not even shitposting qualities.
No, and
like,
to be completely fair to it, it's far from the first shitty 16-bit port on the GBA, but we still doesn't mean you can't expect better, especially for a full
We got a
retail
better
price
Duke
Sonic
Nukem
1.
game. We got a better
This is-
Duke Nukem
I don't-
game on the GB.
I don't know about
and
that
that's
service.
another thing though, is like
Oh, we
to
did
be
though. You're
fair,
right. Yeah, no, the Duke Nukem 3D was good.
speaking officially, taking Chaos X out of the equation, there's only one Sonic 06, so you've got a reason to play that game. Sonic Genesis, you've got a million way better Sonic Mega Drive games. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
There's chat is saying this too. Did Sonic Rivals arrive this year?
I think
Oh,
it may have.
Bloody hell, people played that?
I did.
I don't have a lot to say on that game.
Yeah,
I
it
played,
feels like a
15 minutes of it.
it feels like an extra mode for other Sonic
Oh
games.
god, it did. It came out 16th of November 2006.
It sure is a really neat game, like in terms of concept and its foundation, that is prolonged in all of the worst possible ways.
That's a very good description of it. But yeah, it does really feel like to me like an extra mode for a better game. I really like the aesthetic. I thought it played fine, all things considered, but I wanted like a proper 2.5D, adventure to go through instead of this weird racing thing. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a passable game, but when that and writers are peeking out as like the best that this anniversary had to offer, like something went severely wrong.
Well, there is actually a 2.5D Sonic game that combines a story-driven adventure with those character races. It's called Sonic Boom Fire and Ice and Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. Damn good, underrated games. Just got to sneak that in there. Sorry, it has to be said.
I put it about the same level as Rivals. Very mid.
It's literally got the thing you wanted Rivals to have.
It's very mid, man. I'm sorry. It's just not that good of a game.
It's a damn good game. You're just tripping.
Uh-huh.
So shall we move on to Sonic 06?
Idiot.
Anybody else want to start?
I'm so tired, dude. I'm just so tired of this game. I'm so this enforces, man. I'm drained just thinking about it.
Look, let's just say very quickly, the problems with 06 easily get solved with time, as Project 06 has shown. It is not the worst thing in the world, and if you get past the loading screens, there's even some really fun fucking level design. Crisis City is actually a really fun level.
That is a
outside
point.
of
The
the
level
core-
design is
Yeah.
good.
Not gonna
Really?
not gonna
Outside of
disagree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, outside of the 4 loading screens it has, the Sonic levels feel fun to play. There's just
And the jank physics, to be fair. Like, Sonic does not move correctly in that game.
Yeah.
the physics in that game don't feel the worst to me compared to some of the other stuff we've gotten. Sonic feels worse in the Mach speed sections than he does in like just regular like moment to moment gameplay. I'm fine with his moment to moment gameplay kinda.
My thing with Sonic 06, is that Sonic does feel like he's stuck in mud at pretty much all times. Like, this is a sticky Sonic, and that's how I like him. But not in this. And like the homing attack, the way he just drops down like a stone afterwards, it doesn't have that flowy momentum feel. It instead it feels like the difference between running a really nice engine and one that's about to die. Like, that's Sonic 06 feels like Sonic Adventure 1 if it's about to die. And that's
Well, it's got another issue that Adventure 1 didn't have, and it's got an issue of landmarking. When you're in the
Jesus,
overworlds,
yeah.
when you're in the overworlds in 06, everything looks like Soliana. No matter where you are in Soliana, you look like you're in the same place in Soliana.
I actually had no issues with getting lost, but I would go so far as to agree in that Soliana needed to be a bit more varied.
I would get
Yeah,
lost
there
in
needed-
the main city, the new city.
I got lost
like,
all the time.
instantly, So
How do you get
There-
lost? They're not that big.
It's not a big thing. It's that everything's plain and there's no landmarks. There's nothing to like. For the most part, there's nothing that's really telling you, "Hey, where we are." Like look at Adventure 1. Yes, the maps are smaller, but when you're going around, say, the Mystic Ruins, you've got pretty good landmarks for everywhere except the one place the game wants you to get lost in, which is the jungle. Everything else in that game, you can remember where it is, how to get to it, and everything. With Soliana, I felt like the only way I could get places without getting lost was by hopping on the rooftops so that I could just like track everything from a bird's eye view.
That
I
game
mean,
is-
another Sonic is also just too slow
fun
as
doing
well.
that.
Like, I've seen mods where people are playing Sonic Forces levels, but with the 06 Sonic running at 06 speed, and Forces levels suddenly last like 5 minutes. Now that's a sign that Sonic's too goddamn slow. If a Forces level can take you more than 1 minute.
I think Sonic is too fast. I think that's we need to look at it the other way around. Maybe Sonic is too fast in the boost games.
I'm perfectly okay with that. I think Sonic and like Heroes and Adventure 2 has reasonable speeds for me, but in Forces,
I actually, at first, I was about to insult you, Chaomix, but like, because I thought you were saying Sonic was too fast in Sonic 06. I was like, are you just being
Oh, no.
contrarian or something?
Yes.
I was about to beat you up.
you were about to do a violence on the internet.
He was about to reach through that microphone.
I was about to pop that monitor and get myself a Chaomix 1-up.
Whatever Pup
I'll-
says, I disagree.
There you go.
That's
Oh,
pretty
hi,
That's how
standard
most of us
over here.
operate. We're all just contrarians to Pup because we know that he'll get explosive and it's funny.
For all of its flaws, though, Sonic 06 is ultimately a game that I have a lot more respect for than a lot of other Sonic games that play it a lot safer, which might have resulted in better overall quality. But, like, Sonic 06, a good ambition doesn't make a good game.
Nope.
It
No,
needs...
it doesn't. Like it's not a good game, but it is a respectable effort, and it's something that like fans have shown. You can literally go in with that exact game with enough polish and come out with something that is fantastic to play.
There
Yeah,
are
and-
major, like, telegraphing issues throughout the whole thing. The controls are whack. Like, it doesn't play correctly. But I will say this. If you know how to work with 06 on 06's terms, you can have fun with it. A lot more fun than you'd have with Sonic Stinky Genesis, Stinky GBA, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, that's for sure.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We knew it was coming, Wayne. Come on, you knew it was going to happen.
God. Well, that's my thing is like with Sonic 06, and my feeling about this with a lot of games that are when looking at a lot of bad games, something I try to wonder to myself is if the problems are all technical, could this be salvaged if it had been given a bit more time in the oven, if it had been sharpened up a bit? I think on some levels, at least in terms of gameplay, Sonic 06 definitely could be. And you have the baseline for a really good game there, and it really is unfortunate that the development took the turn that it did when that game was being made, because it probably would have ended up as a much better product. That being said, the game does also have a much larger emphasis on storytelling, possibly one of the largest in the entire franchise, and it's
Oh, yeah.
probably one of the worst at it in the entire franchise.
I'm
The
with
time
Wayne.
travel
I'm
shit does
with
not
Wayne.
work. The time
Hear
travel
me out.
shit is stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense. The whole shit with Elise is a horrible goddamn character. She gets
Yeah.
kidnapped just so she can get rescued and kidnapped within the same breath. And then she's supposed to bond with Sonic somehow along the way, and her entire like arc of her unleashing Iblis or whatever the stupid fucking Final Fantasy boss fight at the end of that game is all because she's supposed to feel so emotionally attached to this character she's never around because she's constantly being held by Eggman. No, Suris, you're wrong. The story is bad.
Hold on.
I'm with
Okay,
Wayne.
Wayne.
Hold on.
Wayne, is it time to
on.
fight? Is
Give me
it
a
time to
minute.
fight?
Give me just 1 minute, okay? I'm gonna say The one thing I would really change about Sonic 06's
Taking off his
story.
pants.
What?
Is
What?
Elise.
The one thing I would change about is Elise. I would come up with
I
a
agree with
different
that.
catalyst. I do
I
still
really
like.
enjoyed. I love 06's story. Besides,
Yeah, same.
Elise,
Like
obviously,
Same.
I think
Sonic
they
06's
had some really
story.
good ideas in there. Like the whole, I love the whole time travel mechanic
You-
that they had going
Yeah,
on.
like the whole
story.
You are
story is very
all
much.
I
fucking
love
high.
Dragon Ball. My
No,
favorite
it's
arc is the Perfect Cell arc or the Android arc. That is like all about time travel. Like they literally just like ripped off Dragon Ball. And like if they're gonna rip off of something, I'm glad it was Dragon Ball because dude, I love that. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
as
like to
hell.
be fair, like I'm gonna say this. I love Sonic Adventure 2 and I love its story, but it doesn't make a whole lick of sense. It makes more sense than 06's story, I'll give it that. But I'm perfectly fine if a story just wants to roll with the rule of cool. Because I think that Sonic 06 absolutely succeeded with the rule of cool in various different areas. And like, to be honest, the story, okay, right, it's a bit more serious than Sonic stories typically are.
Melodramatic,
it-
but it's fine.
but it is so-
the characters are
it's-
nothing. They're nothing
so-
characters.
It's so quintessentially
Wait.
Sonic.
No,
It's-
There's
he's a
actually-
bland
there's actually
nothing
one-
character. They're
I'm
all
not talking about
terrible
Sonic as a
characters.
character.
To
I'm
be
talking
fair,
about the
though,
bigger picture.
When does Sonic ever get like any character development in any game? Like,
The movie and Unleashed, and that's literally it.
besides the movie, like Sonic is like a static character. He's supposed to be. He's already
I would
the best
say
at what he does.
That doesn't mean he's boring. That doesn't mean he's a boring
Unleashed and-
character.
No, I'm not saying he's
Unleashed
boring.
and Black Knight, I think.
I like Sonic's character dynamic. It's the same with Goku. He is basically a static character. Like he
I'm
gets
gonna-
physically stronger, but like him as a person doesn't change. It's more of how
Yeah.
he changes the people around him. And the
I
situation.
understand
will
that.
say this,
I get
Sonic
that.
in-
I'm saying he's
Sonic-
shitty and boring in 06, as well as most of
Sonic
the other
in
characters
06.
outside
I
of
think
Shadow and Team
The
Dark.
I can agree
characterization-
with that.
Yeah, the characterization in 06 is weaker than it was before, and
Or-
would go on to be after.
Or
But
Sonic specifically.
that doesn't ruin the entire story for me. I think the story's got enough there for me to go, hey, this is pretty
You
fucking cool.
guys
I
can
like...
love it as much as you want. I get that. I understand, but I'm also I want to be the contrarian with Wayne here because I'm sorry.
fine.
I think most of
I'm-
us outside of the Sonic fandom
I'm curious, like
think it's
what.
shit.
This
And
isn't
that's-
an
why was he-
argument,
why
it's
was
a
he boring?
discussion.
Why do
I?
you think he was boring in 06?
What do you mean? Why do I have to explain boring? How do I explain boring to you?
Well, like, what does he not do that like he does in another game? I think he.
Okay.
I think he's definitely a weaker character compared to like the adventure games, but I don't think he's like boring. I think, like, yeah, the whole plot with Elise kind of sucks.
And that's that's a
Um,
part of it though. Like he
gotta say,
spends
I
all
am-
his
well,
time.
the entire the big bang at the end of the game all relies on the relationship between Sonic and Elise, a relationship that is not properly discovered or experienced by the
Do
player.
you want
If
it
you
to be
want-
experienced and discovered?
Well, no. First of all, I think that but
Sonic's retractable car.
my thing is that they had the ambition to tell a much bigger and much more like elaborate story. I'm fine with the idea of time travel. You want to do time travel in the Sonic universe, cool, but set up your rules and then stay consistent within your own plot line. Sonic 06 does not do that, and I think that the continuity errors that run throughout it are just kind of baffling.
Actually, question: what is it that makes the time travel inconsistent? Because when I played it, I thought the time travel stuff was fairly tight. Actually, like
It's
There's
shit.
No, so the thing with 06's time travel is that there's a lot of events that require literally an infinite regress. They require things to have happened. There's an assumption made with Mephiles that he is based off of Shadow, and that's ironic, but there needed to be a starting point with that whole like series of events. And because time travel in Sonic 06 is linear, it's not like in Dragon Ball Z where it creates multiverses.
Right.
Because it's linear, that can't happen really. Every single thing they do in the past is constantly going to be affecting the future. The fact that they can go to static events doesn't work within the way that time travel is explained in 06.
Yeah,
especially when you-
Hey, wait. What do you say to this? It's fucking cool.
Yeah, it
It's
is
not,
fucking
though.
good.
That's literally it. Like,
I'm with
I'm
him.
not looking into it that deep. Like, I understand that
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense,
I'm
but
with
like
the little Wayne on the
it's
TV
kinda-
here. I'm with
it's
him.
like kind of cool though, right? Like,
No,
doesn't
it's not
really matter.
cool.
Like,
It,
yes.
all
wait,
credence
I
of it
get he
being
takes on
wait,
Shadow
just
Shape
wait.
is
Just
fucking
wait a
cool.
second.
Oh my God,
something-
boys. Oh my God.
To put on the table. I got something to put on the table here. Okay. So here's an interesting one. Okay. What would you say? Which story would you say handles a time travel story better? Sonic Generations or Sonic 06? Let's go around the table.
State.
Don't everyone shut the fuck up. We're gonna go to Nick first and go around the table.
Generations.
Nick, Suris,
06.
Chaomix.
In terms of not being messy, like a clean time travel story, I think Generations.
The non-monitor Chaomix. Wayne.
Shut the fuck up. Generations, because it takes the time travel and it does something with it that it doesn't just get convoluted and silly.
So I'm gonna put something on the table here. I would rather a story do everything wrong than nothing right. If you get what I'm saying.
Very,
Sonic
very
Generations-
poetic. We're really proud of you.
Sonic Generations does nothing, but it does it right. Sonic 06 does everything and fucks it up entirely. I would much rather, though, they reach for the sky, not
Yes.
stars. Fuck your dad. And go the whole
Here's-
hog, like 06 style.
Here's the
I'm
difference.
so
No, here's
disagreeing with you. Why am I agreeing with you?
no, here's the difference. All right. You want to have that comparison? Fine, let's have that comparison. Generations, the entire point of that game is to celebrate the legacy of Sonic. It's to get you through old levels and have an excuse to go through old levels again. The plot's not the main point here. Sonic 06 put a heavy emphasis on the story. And when
I'm just
you
talking
tell
about
me,
the utilization.
well, no, that's what I'm getting at. When you're telling me to take this story seriously, then I'm going to take you seriously. And I need better than it's cool. It's a convoluted mess of a story. The characters are undercooked, and you need to do better for me if you're going to try and tell a better story. I'm not going to disagree about Shadow. Shadow was great in terms of a story and continuing his arc, but like he was the only good through line for any of those games back in those days. Sonic to
first
me
time
was
we
a
got
shitty
dub
character
knuckles.
because he
It's
spends
weird.
most of his time with Elise, and it's just awkward and uncomfortable. And I know this
I think
isn't the
it's more
main
of an Elise
continuity.
problem than a Sonic
But
problem.
it's still it's still a Sonic problem because that's who you're spending all your time focusing
I'll
around.
say this.
And,
I
and,
think
and it-
Sonic as a character could have been improved massively if they brought back his disjointed jaw from Sonic Adventure 1.
But here's what I
Because,
wonder.
like,
Here's what I wonder though.
the key
Because-
difference is Sonic is all like, "Oh, we gotta find Elise. Long time no see." In 06.
Well, here's
Whereas in Adventure is like, "Whoa, this is happening."
Hold
It's like,
on,
you
I want to
kind
hear
of-
what Nick. I want to hear what
yeah.
Nick is
So
saying. and
here's
then I've
my
got a
my
thing I wanna say.
question for you guys though, because like this like seems to be like the only thing people like down pat like deeply defend about 06. And again, I'm with Wayne. I think the narrative is shit. But is it possible, considering the mess of everything else in that game, that the localization is just not where it needs to be? It might be better in the original Japanese language. And
Probably.
is it possible that the story itself is just undercooked and they kind of mishmash what they could to get this thing
Yes.
out the door?
I think there
Yeah, I
are
think
still
it-
going to be contradictions in there regardless.
With the contradictions
Yeah, I
aside, I'm more
heard-
forgiving if, like, say, the
Okay.
characterizations of everyone else is up to snuff. Because, like, we can pick apart literally any time travel story.
Yeah,
and it's
I
not going to
heard
make
that the
sense.
I heard that the script was basically like unrevised. It was just like the draft. They didn't even have time to like go through and revise plot points and kind of clean things up,
Yeah.
add more depth to things. They that whole game it was entirely rushed, including the story.
I would
So
believe
do
that.
think that
also,
the story
I
is
think
definitely underbaked. But I
in,
still
um,
think there's a lot of cool things in there. And like when I play through 06, like I do keep that in mind and try to wonder, like, man, I wonder what they were trying to go for in this scene because like it's definitely lacking, but
It-
like you can tell that there was something there that. they
But
were trying
that's
to
that's
do.
the thing, though. Like,
That's-
we're talking, like, I
Mm.
think it's interesting introspective or, like, retrospectively to kind of pick
Right.
this game apart because we do have the future to look back on, and there is a lot worth missing there. I went into 06 wanting to love that game. Like, it brought back explorable hubs. You guys don't understand how much
I
your
love
boy
hub worlds.
loves exploring in 3D games more than literally anything else. I would shoot Sonic in the back of the head if Nick could just explore fun environments at his leisure. I love that more than anything else. So I was.
You have an abusive relationship with this hedgehog.
We
don't
all
you?
do. We all do.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
most
Sonic
are
Fandom.
abused
abuses
by
us
him. You straight
first.
up fucking smack him.
I will.
No,
Yes.
no, pup. This is self-defense. You need to understand.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold it against Sonic because his dad won't let him out to play on his
But-
30th anniversary, okay?
But I mean, just in terms of like how we're taking a look at all this today, I think it's interesting because regardless of how long it's been, and despite what fans want to say, like, oh, we're tired of, reviewers talking about 06, well, I mean, we can't stop talking about 06. We can't stop having these debates. And I think it's fascinating, but mostly on that level. In terms of the
be fair,
15th
I don't think
anniversary,
people are mad that others are talking of 06. It's more that like
People are using it as like a
they're
reference line
upset
for
about
Colours
hearing the
Ultimate.
same like argument against it beat for beat because they like heard it in some like funny video game reviewer YouTube channel.
That's the thing. Is
Bump
like
video.
when there was that guy that was doing like a Sonic Colors Ultimate review. This was like one of the pro journalist guys. And he was like, oh yes, Sonic 06 was very bad. I wonder if Sonic Colors Ultimate will be good. Like, it goes without saying. The game came out a fucking 100 years ago. Like, we're well past that point. You want to compare Sonic Colors Ultimate to something.
I don't think we
compare
are.
it to-
I don't think we are. And
compare it to Colors. Don't compare it to 06. It's stupid.
no, it's not. It's not. They don't learn those
How is it-
lessons.
how
That's
is it
another.
stupid
I'm
to compare
spoiling.
a Sonic game to a Sonic game. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay,
If you're gonna bring up 06, you might
here's-
as well bring up the entire back catalog. It's like saying,
Okay.
Why
So
don't people bring
hold
up
up,
the
hold up.
CDI Mario games when they're discussing Mario?
exactly.
So-
Oh
every
man, I really hope
franchise
they
has
don't.
its
Because they
failures.
haven't learned their lesson. They've never learned
They
their
have.
lesson.
It's
It's
learned
been
the wrong lesson,
there's
but they
no
have.
because
There are
there's no
moments where,
adventure
like,
era. There's no
you can-
meta era. There's none of it. It's the soft
That's
reboot
not
era.
Sonic
That's all
06's
it's been.
problem. That's
No,
Colors' problem.
No,
not
that is
06.
literally every single 3D Sonic game is a soft reboot of itself because they can't fucking figure out what they want to do with this guy in 3D. They've never
that's-
learned their
Happened
lesson.
before though, like
and that's my
Color,
biggest-
Generations Unleashed. Those are all solid games where like they definitely
No, they don't. It's a God of War
Yeah,
clone
yeah,
or it's a
those are-
Mario
they are.
clone.
They're definitely solid games. Like the
Generations
problem
and
with 06
Unleashed.
was that I mean, here's the thing. I think Forces throws a spanner into the works. But the problem with Sonic 06, ultimately, more than anything else, was that it was rushed out of the gate. It was far too ambitious of a project for the time that they gave it, and the end result was a shoddy product. But when you look at games past that, Sonic Unleashed isn't a shoddy product. Whether you agree with its premise or not, whether you vibe
It's not. Yeah,
with the
I
choices
apologize.
made.
I will not say it's a shoddy project. I'm a massive defender for a lot of the Boost games in general.
That's the point
but
that like Chaomix and I are making. Is
Sure.
they did learn that lesson, but they've got more lessons to learn
Well,
now.
let
That's
me-
what I
let-
mean when I say
I
it's
have
in
a
the
point
past.
too if anybody wants to hear it.
go for it.
Been trying for the last 15 goddamn minutes. Jesus.
There was I even said I wanted to say a thing earlier too, and I've been failing
You-
too. But
you
you're
two
first,
go.
Wayne.
take the floor.
You first,
So,
Wayne.
My biggest thing, because this is kind of going back to like, so time travel and the plots of everything, and yes, a lot of it is cool. My main issues with Sonic 06 are because there are things in it that I like, and the only reason I get I guess vocal about a lot of those things is because I'm a firm believer in a lot of what you guys are saying, is that Sonic 06 has a lot of redeeming qualities, even in the story, which is by far my least favorite part of that whole package. And I've said it before, the best thing we can do with games that fail, or with games that have like a lot of criticism thrown towards them, is to look at them for the things that work. Now, a lot of the time, that's going to bring up bigger frustrations. I dislike the time travel rules because I do like them in concept, and I just feel like they aren't taken into a direction where they're actually able to thrive. And it's because they have the foundation there, and it just isn't built upon. Now, a lot of that isn't their fault. Again, we've talked again about like the trouble development and a lot of the scripting and everything. They never actually get to finish. But at the end of the day, it's also not wrong for anybody to take a look at a finished product that they charge $60 goddamn for and judge it based on its own merits. Sometimes the merits that are outside is just the merits within the product itself removed from the development history. And I think that we're all just kind of like taking sides on this of like this group of people are wrong because they keep regurgitating a lot of the same things, or these people are wrong because they keep trying to defend this game. When at the end of the day, it's like we all have points where we're coming from for our criticisms of 06, and it's all coming from the love of one hedgehog, and we just gotta remember that.
Beautifully said.
Nick, what did you want to say?
No, like I was kind of going to get to the point of like what he was talking with 06, which was.
I think Suris wanted to say something.
Suris did want to say something.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just sit here.
Suris, you sound like shit. No one wants to hear what you have to say.
I mean, yeah, I am using a phone microphone. It's god awful. I understand that.
Go on.
So this does piggyback a little back off of what Wayne said, because it's a thing that I wanted to say independently of that, but now that Wayne has made that point, this actually works better piggybacking off of it. So thank you, Wayne. The thing with 06 for me is, yes, that there are individual things I like in it, but the things that I like in it are things that I desperately want to see expounded on first, or expounded on again. So I've said it in a couple of episodes before. I think my favorite character in the Sonic franchise is Omega, and some of that piggybacks off of Gamma's storyline in Adventure 1. Like I see him as like Gamma 2 almost. But there's a thing that happens in it. It's a very specific scene, and it's heart-wrenching to think about, because had it been anybody but Omega, this would be a thing that was very hard for them to come to terms with. And it's the scene where Omega is fighting Mephiles, and Mephiles is convincing Omega that, no, you're the reason your best friend is going to be crucified in the future. This is going to be your fault. And Omega doesn't believe him and starts fighting him, and realizes that Eggman created him specifically to take down Shadow. And it clicks for him that, oh, if I can handle Mephiles easily, and he's using Shadow's body, then I am the one that fucks him up in the future. I'm the only one that can. It makes sense. And he has to go to Shadow afterwards and go, no, the one who seals you in the future is me. And it's one of those things that, like, if it was anybody but Omega, anybody who would actually have to process those emotions a little more, that would be gut-wrenching for them to admit to their friend. But they do it through Omega. And I really like that. And it's little things like that 06 does. A lot of its characters are flanderized a bit, especially the version of Knuckles we get in that game. I think that's the first instance of like actual stupid Knuckles we ever get.
Yeah.
But that scene with Omega has always stuck with me, and I don't know why. And I think it's the reason why he's grown on me so much as a character now. And IDW has helped with that a lot as well, because the way that Ian Flynn writes Omega is like just pitch perfect. But that scene is a fucking punch to the heart if you've had any attachment to Shadow and you've been following what happens with Omega since Heroes. Like the moment in Heroes where he has to comfort Rouge about like, hey, I'm not going to annihilate all these things. The original might be here somewhere. Like he wants to kill all Eggman robots, but he values Shadow as a person enough to not go on like a full-on genocide just in case one of those is the original. Like, stuff with Shadow and Omega in 06 gets to me. And it's one of the reasons why I end up enjoying that story so much, is because, yeah, they fuck up Sonic a bit by pitting him in really piss-poor situations. They fuck up a lot of the other characters, but some of the characters that I care about the most, 06 not only does right, but does better than practically any other game has done with them. And
Yeah.
I kind of hate that.
That part kicks ass. Like, you're definitely right.
And it wouldn't happen
Shadow
without time
story is the
travel.
best part.
Yeah, no,
everyone
except Sonic, like, is pretty awesome. Like, there's some really cool plot beats.
Sonic
like,
has
I
the
really
worst
think
story,
that it
yeah.
all boils down to, like, it's because Sonic is attached to this awful character that is Elise. But, like, every other character is, like, doing all these cool things and having these awesome moments, except for Sonic and his crew, because they're stuck with Elise the whole time. I think it, like, all boils down to Elise being a really bad character.
There's
Sonic is cool because things happen to him that are neat that he has to get out of.
Right.
That's not what happens in 06. He just kind of has to go play save the princess.
Yep.
So here's
Sorry,
Before,
Nick.
yeah, what did you want to say, Nick?
well, here's the thing about 06, because I do need to clarify some points, regardless of how heatedly I will argue against this or that or the other here. That game broke my heart like no other game has broken my heart. The thing about that is, and I know people don't like talking about the cartoons or shit like that, but when it comes to Sonic and a relationship, we've seen that done very well. We've seen Sonic very, very well defined as a character on his own, and he made sense as somebody who doesn't change, like his confidence and his cockiness and just the cool factor about him, like that had been well defined well before that point. And I guess that's where I was let down in terms of the story. But what really sucked for me about this game was it really should have just been like the grand, well, everything the adventure games were leading to for me, because there were a lot of things here and there that I loved about it, and I was very patient with like Shadow and Heroes and stuff. Like, okay, they're still trying to figure some stuff out because everyone was demanding, like, okay, stop messing with these other characters, give us the Shadow and Sonic stages. And they tried that in different ways with Shadow and Heroes, but they were bringing back all these elements I missed from the first adventure game. They were going to have a big dynamic story. They're going to do all these things that I really wanted from the 3D games, and it just fell apart. And after that, Sonic kind of just lost his identity. And the one part that they got right, the one part that was distinctly Sonic, was always downplayed by something else. And Tom Topics, I'm going to disagree with you here. I get that every game is based off another game. Sonic is different, man. Like, I don't care. Like, the Werehog is not a brand new concept. It was clearly a God of War clone. It's blatantly a God of War clone. Sonic Colors takes a plethora of Mario stuff, like,
Before we get to
obnoxiously.
that,
But all of that stuff is said. Like, that's just what I'm getting at here is, like, I am a classic fan first and foremost, and there's a lot of the adventure era I just think it's just dog shit games, but there was a lot there that I really desperately wanted to see just flourish and become its own, and a lot of those dreams died with 06, and it just kind of sucks.
if I may, because I know I've talked a lot already, but I think I've kind of got a concise version of the kind of point I want to get across. It's kind of a sequel to some stuff I said in last week's episode. I think Sonic 06 was a problem. It was a low point in the series. Like, I'm not going to deny that. Quality-wise, it's absolutely a low point, no matter how much I like the game on its own terms. I think, though, the bigger problem than Sonic 06 was Sega's response to Sonic 06 and Sega's response to the fans and the critics. You see, every time Sonic 06 gets mentioned, Sega flinches. Every time Sonic 06 gets mentioned, the fans flinch. And if you've got this huge group of people, one serving the other, that are all chicken shit of this one thing here, you're not going to make progress. That's the problem. Is I said last week, people need to make peace with Sonic 06. Not like it, not say it's a good game, you know, have all your feelings about it, but not treat it as the root cause of everything that's ever gone wrong in all of our lives. Like, because there were good things about Sonic 06 that have been thrown away because everyone is so terrified of this boogeyman of a video game. You know what would have been one of the best ways forward? A Sonic 06 2 that fixed the problems with Sonic 06.
I agree.
Rather than completely flipping the switch and grasping at whatever straw Sega could get to put smiles on people's faces. Because these are short-term.
They became afraid of the wrong thing. Like, they were...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, Sonic 06 is bad. Oh, let's get rid of all the things that made it cool and do something completely else.
And I think
different.
that is...
But, like, what they need to be afraid of is, like, the actual reason that game blows, and it's like the improper management, the like the horrible deadlines. That is the real boogeyman. That is the thing that they haven't learned their lesson from, that we keep seeing today. It's not the, like, you know, the story-driven games or like the 3D gameplay. That's not what's like plaguing the series today. And they learned the wrong lesson, I think.
It's I think why so many Sonic fans also get resentful of gaming journalists and articles constantly mentioning 06, because it's further fuel to 06 being this video game boogeyman. when the problem with Sonic 06 wasn't Sonic 06, the problem with Sonic 06 was the problems with Sonic 06.
A little tongue tie, but I get that. No, and I'm not going to disagree with any of that. I think ultimately, like, we all kind of like have the same kind of thoughts on that. Like, there are things here we really would have liked to see, and I don't think anybody here is actually afraid of like revisiting something like Mephiles or a more serious story. I think a lot of the fan base and even like people in Sega themselves are desperately trying to show the management like there's a lot here that makes Sonic dynamic, be it in classic and goofy and fun, or more darker and serious, but still all distinctly Sonic. I think the comics are showing that very well. I think stuff like Mania showed that very well. And I don't know, man. Like, it really does come down to that at the end of the day, doesn't it? It's just, management, get your shit together, please.
That's another thing is also I feel like Sonic 06 was also the birth of Sonic fans and journalists not even knowing what they didn't like about the franchise after a while. Like, over time as well, I think Sonic's reputation has become more and more bastardized. Like, after Sonic 06, the conversation started going on to, oh, Sonic maybe doesn't really work in 3D. Oh, Sonic has too many friends. Oh, Sonic stories shouldn't exist and stuff. And it's like,
Well,
that was never the case. Like, let's look back, let's reflect. Adventure 1, Adventure 2, even Heroes, these games were still games that worked. The problem isn't Sonic in 3D. It's not friends. It's not fucking
It's all
stories.
external factors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, literally everything Sonic 06 was leading up to was like a step forward from the adventure games. Like, they were about to continue and advance the series. Like, everything that they were advertising the game to be and everything that it was shaping up to be was like, that was it. They were doing it right, but all these external factors that like went on behind the closed doors just got to it, and the finished product came out, and then people started kind of questioning the wrong things. Like, the game itself is what they started questioning. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, is Sonic even meant to be in 3D? Like, has Sonic always been bad? Are all these other games just as bad too, and we've just been, blind by it? But it's all like
Yeah.
external
Like-
things, which is why I can't hate the game. Because the game wanted to be good, and it was supposed to be good, but all these external factors like mismanagement and everything.
There's still a
Definitely
lot
played
there. I could debate whether or not, like, I don't know, like, because I also see, and I've saw in a lot of those games too, people that are just kind of sick and tired of making Sonic games. But I mean, that's another topic for a different time. I think the fact that we spent so much of our time like debating Sonic 06.
Oh man, I sure didn't think we'd spend this much time talking about Sonic 06 today.
Yeah. But
Suris doesn't actually have a lot of
Yeah.
time left, so we should probably move on to anniversary number 19 in a bit.
Well,
But,
that's why I don't want to debate too long about it, but I did want to push back on it. And I said we would talk about it, but Pup, you want to go ahead and take that away?
No, go. Get the fuck
no,
on with it. Come-
explain. No,
Oh,
explain it
no,
first.
Yes.
Do it,
Okay.
do it,
So,
do it.
okay. So here's the big Q, the big Q dog. So does Sonic's 90th anniversary count? Because Sega counted it. They had an event where it was like submit videos and stuff. And Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was definitely their sort of game that would go back and celebrate the history of Sonic the Hedgehog and all of that shit. So, like, I would count it, but I think now that we've also factored in like things like Sonic Riders, I think we should also factor in Sonic Free Riders and Sonic Colors into the 19th anniversary. And I guess you wouldn't really think it's a special number, I guess, but it is the point where you can legally fuck him, and it is also the point where he's about to turn the big 2-0. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't
I
think
feel
it
like
counts.
it's kind of arbitrary.
Yeah.
Which was Free Riders the Connect
arbitrary.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Free
Free
Rider.
Riders
See,
is
I
Connect
would say
one.
that much like Sonic Adventure 2 or the 10th anniversary, Sonic the 19th anniversary does factor in different parts of Sonic's past and everything into 3 games. I absolutely count it. And like they did have the whole Sonic 19th anniversary 90th, I've managed to get that far. 19th anniversary
me.
celebration and such.
The way I looked at it, like if they didn't make a special anniversary logo for it, it doesn't count to me. because they would put
let's
that
look
shit
it
all
up.
over everything else. They didn't do that for the 19th anniversary. I literally didn't know that was a thing until you said that, and it just sounds like it was like a one-off promotion for the one
Actually,
game.
they did. They did have an official logo for it.
Oh, did they? Let's take a
It's
look.
the same as the 15th and 20th.
Why? What the hell?
Anniversary
because they were
2010. Are
desperate.
you sure that's
It's an
not
odd
just a
number.
fan-made one? That looks like a fan-made one, Pup.
No,
That
it's
might be
real.
fair.
It's in there with the 06 and the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, just it was it's something that I feel like Sega does a lot when it comes to celebrating Sonic anniversaries, where it's just like, hey, shit, we don't have anything really big or exciting to celebrate this with.
It's his birthday.
But yeah, this is our marketing strategy, and we're celebrating an anniversary. That means you'll care more and spend money.
What is the key trait of Sonic? He has a birthday.
I mean,
but
yeah,
fuck
if you
guys,
want to count it, let's
A lot
count
of
it.
generations.
about Sonic 4.
Worst thing ever happened.
Okay, so Sonic's 90th anniversary. It brought us I think wasn't the first of the festivities Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episode 1?
I'd assume so.
All right. So, this was the game that would bring Sonic back to his roots. This was the game that would you know,
Again.
I'm so tired of hearing that.
You know.
make Sonic good again as far as the reviews were concerned. And it again, like, it kind of trails on from my point of people didn't know what the problem with Sonic was at this point, because I swear a lot of reviews for this were glowingly positive
They were.
on the
it was
basis
it was
that it's 2D. It was good
obnoxious.
because it was 2D, effectively. So if ever there was a Sonic game farted into existence, it's this. Like, Sonic Genesis Game Boy Advance was an absolute piece of shit. This is a fart. It's less offensive. I would rather have someone fart on me than shit on me. Preferably neither.
Oh my god.
There's a particular article about Sonic 4 that I remember when I was just getting out of high school, and it was 2010. This is right when these two games were coming out, Colors and 4. And I remember an article where one of the first things, and I don't know if anybody else read this one, but they were like, "Is it weird that I'm more excited for the 3D Sonic game than the 2D one?"
No, I
And it
mean
was
I
like-
was too. And
opening-
I grew
that
up
was
with
like
the
the
original. Yeah.
Article.
Well, when I saw the trailer for Sonic Colors, my reaction was, "Fuck you! This is Wii exclusive. I don't know the Wii. This is the worst Sonic game ever." I was a kid, okay.
I was
15.
I was pretty jaded still at this point from 06, so I was just kind of passively looking at everything. I played Sonic 4 for a little bit because, like, you guys really have the balls to do this. I played it. I'm like, well, this is bland garbage. No thanks. And
Even better than Sonic 3 and Knuckles, best Sonic ever.
sure, why not? I don't even have the energy to debate that.
No, I'm not even trying to debate. I'm
Every
literally just
time-
saying the things Sega would like you to think.
Yeah.
There's only so many times we can hear that same Sonic 3 and Knuckles joke before we want to put a different pup cartridge and just
No, but
lock
this
it
is
on.
legitimately a direct sequel, though, in this case. And, like, a direct sequel
They
should.
can pretend that. They can
They-
pretend that.
a sequel, something called Sonic 4, should be better than Sonic 3, or at least
Yeah, but
as
it
good.
wasn't. The
It
game
wasn't.
itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's
what
what
I
I'm
said.
saying. Is it was a
yeah.
fucking piece of shit? Is what it
The-
was.
because the game is not Sonic 4. The title is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's like LS Mark told us. It's Sonic the Portable, a game that was made for mobile phones, and eventually Sega was just like, we're going to completely whore out our original Sonic trilogy here.
So I don't really want to talk about the other games for the 19th one because, like, I literally didn't know this existed, and it sounds like this was really only here for Sonic 4, and I fucking whatever, you know.
Plus,
Okay,
we
let's
do gotta
move on
get
to-
things moving
Let's
along
get
a
on to
little.
20th, man. Like, I want to talk about the 20th anniversary.
The 20th. Okay, we can breathe easy now until 25th. So the 20th anniversary brought us two versions of Sonic Generations. And one of them was really good, and the other one was all right.
Yep, basically.
Never played the
haven't played
3DS
it.
version, but I haven't really been given much reason to.
Yeah.
It all right.
I played the 3DS version first, and then I played the regular like the good one on PC. And if there's one thing that I really admire about the 3DS game, it's that they went, "Hey, let's flip the levels that we have in this game. Like instead of getting
Yeah.
City Escape, Radical Highway, you get the fight with the Bio Lizard in this one. Like there's a lot of different stuff that it does that I really, really like.
I do
That
too.
That's
makes
true, but there's a lot of baffling decisions in there as well. Like the obvious one is
it a Sonic
making
game.
making both Sonics 2D. But the other thing is, I think what would have been a really cool idea would have been to have the levels in Sonic Generations handheld celebrate the handheld history of Sonic. So you can
Yeah.
have
That
like,
was the initial plan from everything I've read.
That's kind of they did a little bit of that though because we got a level
yeah,
from Rush.
you got a
We got a level
tiny
from Rush
bit.
at least.
They should have gone the whole hog with it being the handheld history, and you could still
Yeah,
have
they
Green
did
Hill
so
be your
much
opener
there.
because there's an 8-bit Green Hill.
Yeah, you got all the Game Gear games, the
Yeah.
Advanced Trilogy, Sonic Rush, the Rivals games. There's so much. Yeah, they definitely could have done that. One thing I really wish that they would have done, like maybe they still can, is like combine those two games into one like Mega Sonic Generations, where it just has like every level from both all in 3D. That'd be cool. It
Oh, yeah.
never happened.
Mm-hmm.
If any game should have had like DLC, I'm very surprised Generations
Yeah.
never did. Like that, I cannot think of a Sonic game that's been modded more than
It
that
had
one.
the Casino Night DLC, but that
Yes,
They
it was
almost-
a pre-order bonus. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
oh,
once they
right.
had Generations down, they could have gotten away with going like 10 years without a new Sonic game if they had just like no, hear me out, done regular DLC for it,
Yeah.
regular level packs and stuff. Like
Would've bought
they
it.
could have saved so much time. Like they could have
And
been like,
heartache.
okay, guys, this is the Sonic game of the new decade. There will be regular add-ons for it
I
and
mean,
installments.
I mean, to be fair, look at like Sonic mod channels. Still
Yeah.
showing off like mod packs for Sonic Generations. Like the fans are doing that essentially.
They really should have pulled a
Exactly. Like-
Skyrim, you know, where they had like the creator garbage and they're adding another $20 to make it a full
Oh
price
my
thing
God.
again. Like, what if they did
Dude,
that
like-
instead of Sonic Colors and you know,
would-
Ultimate? It was
I'd-
like Generations is
I'd
back,
totally
but it's got a
buy it.
bunch of fan mods in it that we've been working on to tweak and you know, Sonic Team
I
Improved
think I
and all
said
that.
last week they should have had a creator community
You did?
embedded into the game officially, an
Yeah.
official creators hub, and have it available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and whatever the fuck else it
Yeah,
released
I don't
on.
think that they knew like how impactful Sonic Generations was gonna be. As
They
a-
could have
as, like, a-
checked.
as a
It was
base.
clearly they had something there. I
The
think
buzz-
they could tell
the
you.
buzz- for
I'm
that game
talking about
was
like on the
good.
basis of being like highly moddable and like the
Yeah.
community
I
that
guess,
took
yeah.
from it. I feel like it's kind of hard to gauge that like when making any game. Like, oh, is this gonna have like a thriving modding community 10 years from now? I feel like that's kind of hard to
I think that's what they should totally do, though, is like do a re-release of Sonic Generations
Yeah.
Ultimate, and have it as like a live service thing where you
I would
can
love
like
that.
have constant add-ons and like just make it this big expansive Sonic game, and then that could keep me occupied for a good 5 or so years, and then that gives them time to work on the next thing.
Right.
What I really liked about it did really truly feel like a proper third game in this iteration of Sonic the Hedgehog, because it does feel like they got the boost stuff down pat. And yeah, there's padding again, but this time it's old school Sonic. Not as perfect as the old school games or what Mania would be, but for what it was and the levels they built around it, they did a damn good job. I gotta say, like, I wasn't a big part of the Sonic community, but I just remember overwhelming positivity and excitement leading into this game. This was the first Sonic game in a long time. I was like eagerly like looking for updates or leaks or anything about it. And I think it delivered. It's a shorter game, story's a little bit on the weak side, but holy shit, talk about a celebration, man.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a damn good, like literally, like it's one of the most consistently enjoyable Sonic games. I think 3D Sonic gameplay is some of the most refined it's ever been in that game. And just like it's a tour de force of Sonic, and like this was also at a point before, you know, bringing back old levels got kind of lame. This was like when it was still kind of welcome. Sega pulled out all the stops and made just a really, really good product this time around.
Yeah.
I think my one like complaint would be I just wish they did more with it, you know? Do a bit more with it, have more levels, make it a bit, I don't know, more engaging narratively speaking. Have some better, more meaty hub worlds in there maybe. But like ultimately what we have here is still a fucking bang up job. Like
Yeah, I agree. What a good problem to have. Like that's something you want to have from your game. Is like I want more of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Generations is a must-have platformer as far as I'm concerned. Like,
It's really good. I can't like, man. Again, I think I said before, but I didn't get to play that until it was on sale on Steam for the Sonic movie releasing. First time I sat down with Generations, super late to the party on that one. I could not put it down. That game is
Yeah.
really good.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's so
It-
good.
it's
I
even-
feel like it's my in terms of gameplay, I think it's like the most fun Sonic game that I've ever played. Like I love Adventure 2, it's my favorite one. But I like it more as like an entire package. Like I love everything about it, the story, the gameplay, and how it all meshes together. But like Sonic Generations, it's like very weak and like very weak in certain aspects, like its story. But the gameplay is just so good. It's
Yeah.
so good that it's like probably my second favorite Sonic game. Like all it needs is the good gameplay because it does it so
in
well.
terms of a Sonic game to like just turn on and go, there's a couple levels I want to run through. It's probably the one that I've done the most with.
Yeah.
The exception to that is maybe Adventure 1, I want to say, because of stuff like Speed Highway that I really like revisiting. But as it turns out, Speed Highway is also in Generations, so I've
They're
can't
so
do that.
arcadey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
I
I
know.
just really like those arcadey style Sonic games where you can
it
just like
also
That's
pop in
that
and
is
like, hop in the
that's the
level
origins
and
of Sonic
run
though,
through
isn't
it.
it? Like that is Sega at their very very strongest from the beginning to today is in the arcade. And
Yes,
bringing that to a
Monkey Ball.
platformer is what made Sonic so special back in the day. And
Why I
they
like Monkey
finally
Ball.
brought it back around in a modern iteration with Generations. It is like it is just it's one of those games that is interchangeable in terms of like the top Sonic games for anybody. Like it contends with S3K, it contends with Sonic 2, it contends with Mania, it contends with Adventure 1 and 2. It's just that good of a game. And it chops out a lot of stuff that we probably would like. We want to see more character interactions, or how this version of Sonic, matters to other ones, or what are the shorter, stockier versions of the other characters. Like all these things that we didn't get, like those are fun problems to have. It's a fucking great little game.
I also would say it has an unparalleled sense of celebration to it.
Oh
as
my
well.
god, yeah. Oh my god.
That game,
Oh, yeah.
I do one of the
It
missions. It's
literally
balloon
begins with a
parks, there's-
birthday party.
Yeah, fuck that. What I'm talking about is when you go to the missions and you've got the different characters and you've got Balloon Park playing and the music's absolutely jumping. Everything's more colorful.
Remixes.
Even you get to Rooftop Run, which is a Sonic Unleashed level, which is a bit more earthy than your typical Sonic game, but now it's got balloons everywhere and these
It's one of the
party
best
streamers.
levels in the game.
It's fucking incredible. The music jumps, everything's colorful. It feels like you're celebrating. And I tell you one thing that could have just made that bit better is if some of those missions allowed for some kind of multiplayer, because this would make a quintessential party game if they had that component.
The only way it could be better is if the Christian Whitehead's team was up and running at that time, and instead of doing classic Sonic the way they did, they just slapped in Mania on the other half of it. Like that would have been the perfect Sonic game for everybody.
That would have
But
been awesome.
but yeah,
What's so insane is I would say, a key to success, more of that, please. But they kind of did that. and,
yeah.
well,
Should
we'll
we
get
talk
to that
about?
when
Should we talk
we'll
about it
get
now?
to the 25th? Yeah, because okay, we're all in agreement. All in favor of Sonic Generations being awesome. Say aye.
I
All right,
Eyeball.
terrific. Let's move on to the 25th anniversary, starting off with Sonic Mania.
Man, oh man. I think the only things really holding this game back specifically is, we're reusing stuff that we've seen before, but even with that shortcoming, they do some really clever stuff, and also, we should have been at this point 20 years ago, at the very least.
Yeah.
like Bouncy Chemical Plant.
I do too.
I think the
Yeah,
worst.
My biggest issue with Mania is that more than half of it is a rehash of older zones, and I know it's not the team's fault. I'm sure Sega had a very large say in that. They probably had strict requirements, you can only make so many original levels, and
There's actually a bit of background
of-
on that. Is that basically
That's
Sega?
actually what happened.
Yeah.
No, Sega mandated the game to be 4 levels long, like Sonic 4.
yeah,
And basically, the Whitehead team liaised between Takeshi Iizuka, and Takeshi Iizuka actually saved this. He negotiated with Sega to have more levels in the game than just 4, but Sega's kind of caveat with that was, okay, they need to be reused though.
Reused, yeah. So that's
Fuck's sake,
really my
Sega.
only issue with it. It's not the end of the world because it is really cool to see those older levels kind of. They're still in like that 16-bit style, but
It does it well. I
It
wish they
feels
could have
like
been.
a Saturn game. That was their intent. I love that. I gotta say though, even though we're using levels, the absolute balls on them to be like, no, we're not only going back to levels, we're going to make them better, is kind of wild.
I mean, I would have been pissed if it was just the same layouts.
Oh,
as
I
before,
agree.
But
I agree.
like the way they remixed them and stuff took it to a new level. Like it was really well done.
Yeah.
Also, like the original levels in there are spectacular. They more than live up to it. I guess there's two criticisms I would make of it. One, probably the biggest criticism I have is that it's just not as good as Sonic 3 and Knuckles on a whole. Like, it's just the story doesn't connect the same, and it doesn't have that. Well, it doesn't feel as interconnected as Sonic 3 and Knuckles did, or as big. That I don't hold it against it though, because it's not Sonic 4, it's Sonic Mania. Whereas, okay, like moving on to my other criticism. I wish there'd been a little more imaginative with some of the level choices in there. Like, you're beginning with Green Hill and Chemical Plant again. And it's like, okay, kind of get Green Hill, but it's like, I definitely think they could have afforded a different Sonic 2 zone rather than Chemical Plant.
I agree. I mean, there's just stuff I'd like to see just revisited. I do gotta give them credit for getting a little bit bold with some of the choices later on, though, like Metallic Madness. And
That was awesome.
like it's just crazy. Like they took the Sonic CD levels and they just like, okay, but what if they're good? And then they did it. It was amazing.
Press Garden is still like one of my favorite
Oh
Sonic levels
god,
now.
it's so
God,
good.
it's amazing. I love what they did with that.
Their original levels are as good as what came before, and I think that was kind of the point of it. Like it didn't need to surpass Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but it needed to contend with it. Because this team to me says, okay, even if you don't like it as much as Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we can make a better game than Sonic 3 and Knuckles if you give us enough time to do it. I truly believe that. And like there's no excuse like 30 years later. Like yes, you absolutely should have that, or 25 years later, you should have that ability. And I mean, I guess we could just talk about the future in terms of like what the hell they're doing with that team, because like they finally struck gold in terms of this aspect of Sonic. Like Christian Whitehead and like Tyson Hess, like all the little animations around it, like they very clearly defined what classic Sonic should be. And if it's going to be a separate character in a separate universe and a separate tone from Sonic, this is how we're going to do it. And that's like, I don't know anybody who wasn't like, yeah, cool, I'm down with that.
That's
what about
another thing I'll
modern
say, like,
Sonic?
If ever there was any doubt as to what kind of aesthetic and music style classic Sonic kind of had as a signature, Sonic Mania completely, redefined it.
It did everything right.
T-lopes is the sound of classic Sonic. The animation style, the animation in those little 2D animated cutscenes as well. It's quintessential classic Sonic, and it's at its most refined as well. Like, that's one thing I will say. That's where it tops Sonic 3 and Knuckles, in that it just brings... It brings the cream of the crop to classic Sonic in that regard.
I'm really glad that they took inspiration from Sonic 2 rather than Sonic 3. In terms of like art style, because like Sonic 2 is probably my favorite looking classic Sonic game, like if you're not counting Mania. Like you had Sonic 1, it was a little bit like, early beta testing-esque. It's got like a really kind of like rough look to it. But then Sonic 2 really fleshes it out. But then what Sonic 3 does, like what I think it does at least, it goes for more of a realistic look. It's a bit grittier.
I noticed that.
And I think that they were kind of trying to go for like not exactly like what Donkey Kong Country was doing, where they would like render things in 3D and then photograph it to look realistic. Like they weren't doing it to that extent, but they were definitely trying to aim more towards that like
that shiny
Western,
round
like,
look.
Gritty. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like it looks good, but I definitely prefer Sonic 2 over that. And the fact that Mania took inspiration from Sonic 2, like I love that.
Well, I mean, I think they do that in sprites, but I would say like it's kind of a mishmash mesh in terms of art design otherwise, because it
Like environments, you mean?
yeah, environments, like you go from environment to environment, you can very clearly tell like there are different art styles at play here.
Yeah.
I
And
thought the overall, like, if I had to define the art style as between two Sonic games, I'd say it's between 2 and CD overall. But
Yeah,
like the
actually,
level sensibilities and the power-ups and stuff are much more Sonic 3, and that's the best thing about like the evolution going from Sonic 2 to 3.
yeah, I
Also,
think
of course, having little cutscenes.
no,
Like,
I mean, like, I think it's fine regardless one way or the other. I like Sonic 3 Knuckles aesthetic a little bit more, but you're not wrong. It is, without a doubt, like, doing what, the games were doing back in the day. Like, everyone was hyped for 3D. It's 1994. Like,
Right.
I mean, PlayStation's out by the end of that year in Japan. So, yeah, they were definitely going for that. And in terms of, like, what they accomplished, I think it's really incredible on a technical level and in terms of artistry, but I'd say, like, yeah, it's a critique one way or the other for Mania, where, yeah, like, I get what you're doing for in terms of aesthetic. I think that makes sense. If they were going to do a Mania 2 or they're going to keep that team on, I would like to see them take on their own style. I don't need another 16-bit
Right.
Sonic. I'd like to see Triple Jazz, if you guys played Sonic Freedom at all, like, holy shit.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
or
it's-
the Sonic 2 HD.
Exactly,
art style as
yeah.
well.
Like,
Sonic
bring
2
that-
HD is fucking gorgeous.
It is like you make the cover art playable. We can do that now.
yeah,
Fucking do it. Make the
slightly
toy arts.
unrelated.
Yeah. Make the
If I
toy
were
art
to
style
ever, like-
available to us to play. Yes.
If I were to ever make a Sonic fan game, my idea would be to do the Sonic Advance games, but like in a hand-drawn adventure style, kind of like Sonic Freedom
Mm-hmm.
is doing with Sonic CD, like that. Yeah, basically make like the promotional material like the game.
Yeah.
Have that
Just
art
ha-
style
just do
as
the
the
whole
game.
like leap off the page type of thing at that point.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
We have the technology. We can do this.
We can make him better. We can build him better. I'm referencing an old show I never watched. Suris, you have anything to say about Mania? You've been pretty quiet.
So a lot of that comes to do with real life stuff.
Fair
But as far as Mania goes, this was one of those games that I did not play as soon as it came out, and I am glad I played it the way I did. So I had a choice between getting Mania on my PC or on my Switch, and the Nintendo consoles are where I had my first experience owning Sonic games. I played them first on my friend's Genesis, but owning that game on my Switch and playing it, bouncing between. So I played it originally, on TV on Switch, and then I went to the Faithless Forum, which is actually the event that let me meet a bunch of YouTubers that helped push my channel into numbers that eventually would let me go full time. So Mania has a lot of personal stuff to me because it's the game that I played when Raz was driving the car for parts of the trip on the way there. It's the game that I played at the forum because I wasn't great at speaking with a whole bunch of other people who had, hundreds of thousands of subscribers more than me. I could say a bunch of things about how it's a great 2D game and how I liked seeing a return of the cutscenes from Sonic CD almost in the way that the game opens up. I could talk, forever about how it's a wonderful game, but for me, the biggest things with Mania are the fact that me being able to go full time on YouTube and me playing Sonic Mania for the first time on my Switch are literally linked hand in hand chronologically.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
I link Mania to a very, very sad time in my life. I don't have to get into it here, but I was very determined not to let real life keep me from enjoying a new 2D Sonic game. So I'm glad I don't associate it with bad times. So very appreciative of that. But we should probably talk about a worse time in that same anniversary.
No, that's done. Okay, so 30th anniversary was Sonic Colors Ultimate. Okay. Sonic Forces.
I'm sorry, Pup. We're forced to talk about this.
This was
Obligatory forces joke.
this was one
I mean,
of the
how
first
much
things.
can we say that we haven't already said in this podcast every freaking episode?
Can I make a personal thing? When I first moved into my very first apartment with my first partner, I played my first game in there, and said game was Sonic Forces. which was a sign of things to come because I had a shit time in general, and she's not my partner anymore. So, like, yeah, like Sonic Forces, these things are
Think
fucking
Sonic
temporary.
Jesus. All right. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't know. Like, Chaomix, it's our first time with you here. What do you think about Sonic Forces?
Man, I see some people recently kind of like try to vouch for it, and I think it's too early. We can't be doing this yet. We need like
They gotta
another
wait
5
till
to 10
they're
years.
it's as old as 06.
Exactly. We can't be doing this yet. I think yeah, like the ambition is one of the things that's brought up a lot. Like, oh, this game had a lot of ambition. Like, but
Didn't
does it though?
It had the illusion of
Like
ambition.
because yeah, like
The Phantom Ruby.
like oh, all these levels are so pretty. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, like these people that are working on it get paid to do it. Like they're gonna make something that looks decent. Like if they want to advance their career in game design, like yeah, they're gonna.
It's not even as pretty as a lot of the
And
games
it's
that came
reusing
before
a
it.
lot of assets.
I didn't even
Yeah, not
notice
even
it until I
assets, but
played.
just like ideas, like
No, but
levels
I didn't
and
even notice this until I
modules.
played Colors Ultimate. The Eggman Empire Fortress, the central part of it, the big tube with the moving stuff, is literally an asteroid coaster. They literally reused that.
I
My
was
God.
actually replaying Sonic Forces on the anniversary. I was streaming it,
Mm.
and I got to this one part. I forget what level it was, but because I was playing through Sonic Colors Ultimate so much, I was doing that no wisp challenge. So I have gone through all of the levels inside and out.
Yeah.
There was one part that I was like, wait a minute, this is literally copy pasted from Sonic Colors. It was one of those sidestep sections with different branches. Like there's a upper, mid, and lower path, and you can fall down if you don't sidestep quick enough. Like I swear, it was just copy pasted from Sonic Colors. You would think that like maybe the more that I played Sonic Forces, like the more I would appreciate it, or at least find something to appreciate a little bit more. But I feel like every time I played it, actually is a worse experience.
I
It
think
was-
the one. Sorry, go on, Suris.
I was just gonna say that that the first time I played Sonic Forces, when I got halfway through it, I remember sitting down with a friend of mine who did like one of my oldest channel intros, and I was talking with him, and I was just like, I don't understand why people don't like this game. It doesn't feel bad. I was only halfway through it. By the time I got to, I was like, oh no, I understand. No, this is
Yeah, I had that.
this is aggravating. But then I played through it again because I had a friend who hadn't seen like the story of Forces, what little of it there actually is. So I played through it again, and I got more frustrated the second time showing him the game than I did my first time. And then I played it on stream, and I started getting angry at it. And it's like every so I have to echo what Chaomix experienced because it's like every time that I step into the arena with that game and I turn it on again and I start a new game, it's like every time I get more and more jaded to it, and the little things that it does wrong, they get to me more.
It's
Every time. Like every
interesting.
time I finish a level and it tells me you've unlocked 5 new pieces of
Oh
equipment,
my
but we're
god.
going to do them
Ugh.
for you. That
I was getting
sucks.
really angry at that on stream actually. I'm like, oh my god, just get on with it. And
It's
My,
the gift
um,
that keeps on
every
taking.
time I win a level.
I
This is
find
like
that it's more like an
actually,
arc.
me mashing through the menu prompts, like when you get items at the end of the level, I feel like I had more actions per second in that section than the entirety of the level. Like I pressed more
It's
buttons
amazing
during
what
that the
item
entire level.
prompts when the item prompts are sucking away more of your time than 06 loading screens.
Yeah.
My experience with it was more arc-like. So I got the game. I thought it was the best thing ever made for a bit. Then I started to kind of low-key resent it. Then I fucking hated it. Then I didn't play it for a very long time. Then I bought it again.
No.
And I didn't sell
bought
the
it
other
on
one. I just bought it on another console. And I played it some more, and I was like, nah, okay, this is why I didn't play it again. And then I played it some more, and I was like, well, I kind of like this, actually. And now I'm just at a stage where I'm just like, haha, Hedgehog go brrr.
I
Yeah.
was
So what you're
Mm.
Forces gave you a love for me, so you could like Forces.
It's just a quick little fireworks show, really, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not
It
the
was,
most offensive thing, but it's a
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
kind of nothing game.
No.
Not like it's far from the worst Sonic game.
Oh yeah.
but I don't
I think the most frustrating thing about it is just how middling it is, really.
Yep.
But it's also just kind of like it's not something I actively want to go out of my way to spend my time on. I know that we were planning on talking about it more, and last night I sat down to play it, and I'm just messaging the guys like, "Do I have to do this?"
I think also the worst thing about it is like there's so many things where Sega had proven that they'd really refined their craft in so
Yeah.
many areas. Like especially like Generations was kind of
Oh,
like the
no.
blueprint.
Yeah.
And they had modern Sonic and classic Sonic's gameplay absolutely perfect. Okay, classics are not quite perfected, but it worked. And then literally come forces like you're doing all this again, but it's like shit.
Worse.
What
Yeah.
if Generations
That's the most
was
offensive part about it is that it's not even as good as Generations. It's
Yep.
like actually quite a few steps down. And like it's really it sucks being a Sonic fan because like Sonic is all over the place usually. But then like the most recent decade, the 2010s, they like finally find some consistency and like you drop your guard. Because like you always have your guard up in like the early 2000s, like they're constantly trying all these new things. You're like, we don't know how this is gonna turn out. Like keep your guard up. But then they basically find some consistency in the 2010s. The games are like all pretty solid, and then they go in for that frame one Dark Souls parry and just like crush you with Sonic forces.
That was like I remember before it came out, like my overall response when people were like, "You're looking forward to it," I was like, "Yeah, of course it's gonna be good. It's just more like some Generations, isn't
Exactly.
it?"
Yeah.
Like,
But
took that
I
for
didn't
granted,
learn that
didn't I?
lesson though, because like I feel like it's just another time around with Sonic again. I mean, even the classic games like, well, Knuckles Chaotix should be good because Sonic 3 and Knuckles was good.
Right.
Well, Sonic 06 and Sonic Heroes should be. I mean, Heroes is like a weird offshoot game of Lost World, so whatever. But Shadow should be good. It's just the Shadow levels. Sonic 06. Oh no. And it's just the same shit over and over again. Like they finally refined something and they just shit the bed, and now we are where we are, which is the 30th anniversary.
I fucking
Maybe-
hate Sonic.
So, the most recent anniversary.
The 30th.
That one.
The anniversary of the block. Welcome Minecraft. Welcome Sonic Colors again.
I mean, I sure loved the Symphony, but we're talking about games,
Yeah.
so
Are we
The
gonna talk
Symphony
about
was the
Minecraft?
best part.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Minecraft?
No,
we count
we
it?
I mean, Suris has to get out of here in about 5 minutes. I do want to hear his thoughts first about.
And I can't be here too much longer either.
Yeah.
I guess we'll save the rankings for another time.
Yeah.
I mean, the rankings can be pretty quick.
Yeah.
all
Okay,
things
we'll do
considered.
it quick. Don't dwell too much on our reasoning. Just quick, snappy.
But we've got one after Forces but we've talked about
Okay.
to death already.
Yeah, Sonic Colors Ultimate is the 30th anniversary game, and it's all right. I don't give a fuck.
It-
Like,
It exists. It's very offensive as a remake. It's not offensive as an individual game. Sonic floating down in Aquarium Park.
nope,
Act 3,
nope, wasn't that. It was Act 3 of Starlight Carnival.
Starlight Carnival. You're right.
Yep.
It was Act 3 of Starlight Carnival. Sonic floating himself down was like the perfect poetic representation of what Colors Ultimate was. Everything around you.
That's
Everything
how
around
it made an entrance. It just
So let's be fair though, Forces didn't release on the actual 25th anniversary, so we might have to revisit this after Frontiers finally launches because they might still
I'm
count
hoping
that.
it's not. I'm hoping it's not an anniversary title.
We'll see, one way or the other. We're gonna see, because I guarantee Origins and other garbage they release. Well, the movie's coming out. It's gonna probably have the 30th anniversary logo on it for a little while still.
gonna be the tie-in.
You reckon?
I
They
think so.
Really, they're literally doing the Disneyland thing when it comes to anniversaries,
yeah,
aren't
dude.
they? Where it's
Yeah.
like, get ready for the 4th year of Sonic's 30th anniversary.
Basically.
Oh, Sega cares more about
Yeah.
anniversaries than they do about Sonic.
The numbers only go in tens. There's literally no numbers
I
between.
was trying. It sucked that I was trying to make. I was thinking in the back of my head about making a joke about like how Sonic's actually like an abusive domestic partner who every now and again like has these moments of clarity where they go to therapy and they get their shit together, and then like they just go back to treating every year. But now that you point out that like they're so obsessed with the anniversary specifically. I'm like, no, this all checks out. Sonic is an obsessed partner.
Oh,
It just
man.
feels like they're fixated on it because now they're slowing down the releases of it, and we're not seeing an uptick in quality between
Yeah.
these gaps of releases. I wouldn't call it a
seems
drought,
like we
but
only get games during the anniversaries now.
yeah. And that's fairly standard for most game dev cycles, but we do expect a better game in the
Sonic
interim.
then.
Yeah,
Sonic
I'd say
then.
in
He
terms
goes
of, like,
fast.
Time in
Sonic
between
today.
games,
Sorry.
around like 4 or 5 years is pretty standard. But you don't see like Assassin's Creed games being like, this is the 10th anniversary Assassin's Creed. This is the 15th anniversary. They don't really attach like that.
Not to the
year.
logos, no. They do it
Yeah.
like in a press release, but that's about
It
it.
is a very Sonic thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic back then, the appeal was he goes fast. Sonic now, the appeal is, again, he was born at some point.
Yeah, that plays into like the legacy stuff, and I know a lot of people think it's nostalgia pandering or stuff, but like they do want to remind people like, yeah, this is a long-standing franchise, and we're still here despite our best efforts not to be here. And I think Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty and the like, they've been here for a very long time at this point, but they also don't think they want to give the impression that they're anything but fresh. They want to be the newest, hottest video game, and Sonic's long past that point, which is a shame.
Shall we do our little rankings then? Go around the table.
How many games was that? 10?
We're just doing
so-
them in just the anniversary, so blocks basically. Because if we did the games,
Oh,
there's going to be a lot of repetition. So it's like 6 to 1,
so
including
10.
19th anniversary as well,
Sure.
just for the sake of. So you should have 6 entries overall. Shall we let Wayne and Suris go first because they have the
Absolutely.
least time?
Suris first, yeah.
Go on, Tits.
So
Do it.
I'm gonna
Wow. Oh, Jesus.
Just let him go. Let him go.
just wait until you see the Christmas models, Pup. Anyway,
I'm not looking forward to it.
say this. So I will say this: as far as my rankings, it's going to be kind of obvious for me. 10th anniversary is going to be Sonic Adventure 2's. Like, Advance 1 and Adventure 2 were the first Sonic games I ever owned. And as far as like total packages and how much they mean to me, at least with Adventure 2, I really can't top what that game means to me. After that, I'd have to go with the 20th anniversary. As much as I like Mania more, I'm sorry, I just have to give that to Generations. After that, Mania, even though it's with Forces. Past that, I'd go 15th anniversary. I really don't know where I'd throw 19th and 30th because both of them just feel so. They just kind of flubbed and happened, and I just don't care. And the 19th anniversary and 30th anniversary apparently both have colors. Wait, was Sonic 4 and Colors did they both come out during the 19th one?
They did, but we were only counting Sonic 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if it's Colors twice, then Colors gets the same bottom slot twice. That's how I'm ranking that.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, Suris, and have a good day, and whatever. Fuck you.
and whatever.
Yeah, get out of here.
My God. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate and whatever.
Your
I will.
time is up.
All right. I will see you guys. Everybody who's watching, thank you guys for popping out for Sunset City. Chaomix, thanks for hopping on as a guest. And I am sorry I'm not able to stay till like the last bit reading super chats.
It's all good, man. We're already at the 2-hour mark anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Later, man.
Goodbye, Suris.
All right, now that
Wayne.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can start talking about how sexy he is.
All right.
So I
Wayne.
gotta be honest, it might be the same order.
All right.
You guys are so fucking boring.
Well, I think Sonic Adventure 2 was probably, while it didn't have all the fanfare of a lot of other like anniversary celebrations, I think it was probably one of the most high quality in terms of just its output. Sonic Adventure 2 was one game, but I mean, we did also have Sonic Advance 1 with that, and those are both quality titles. How often do we get like two games of such drastically different builds that come out around the same time that are also both good? So it's like, yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 on top. Then I would I might switch it around a little bit. I would put Mania above Generations. But Generations is just behind it. Then 06 and Genesis, and then yeah, Sonic 4 and Ultimate can just fuck off.
All right. I
You
guess
want to
I'll-
stick around a little longer, Wayne, or
I can be here for like another just under a half hour.
okay?
we should be able to wrap it. We can't keep on the show forever as much as we'd love to.
Well, shall we go to Chaomix?
My number one spot would be the 10th anniversary, just because it's got Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Advance, which kind of was like the start of this formula that they would use with like mainline titles and spin-off handheld games, which is probably just like my favorite era of Sonic, where we were just getting like decent quality stuff. It was a little bit hit or miss sometimes, but like we were getting things unlike today. And I think most of them turned out pretty decent. There were a few bad ones, but the 10th anniversary definitely kind of set that formula for the kind of dual releases that they were doing. And on top of just those two games being some of my favorites of all time. Second would be the 20th anniversary. That's with Sonic Generations, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Yep, that would be my second one, just because Generations is just one of my favorite games ever. And just on a celebratory level, it is like leagues better than any other thing on this list. It's a good celebration, and at the time that I played it, like I was a little bit out of being into Sonic. But playing that game just kind of reminded me of like all the things I love about it. So
Yeah.
it's a very comfy game. I like that game a lot. Third would be the 25th anniversary, purely because Sonic Mania is just so good. Had to put it up there, because below it we have the 30th anniversary, which I'm giving a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and kind of including Sonic Origins and Sonic Frontiers, assuming that they're gonna be like okay, decent, maybe even
Yeah.
great games. But it is kind of lower because Sonic Colors Ultimate was a little bit insulting. The fact that they thought they could just kind of do a hack of a port job and call it an anniversary. That sucked. So
Yeah.
not a huge fan. It is a little bit funny though, because I will say that Colors Ultimate made me appreciate the game more, even though it was a worse version of the game. Like, I guess I'm kind of weird. Like, sometimes for me to get into something, like all I need is like other people to also be participating in it, and then I'll give it a shot, and my opinion is kind of changed in that way. I think when the original game came out, I wasn't like part of the fandom, and I just like played it on my own like a little bit after it came out, so it never really stuck with me. But despite all that, it's in fourth place. Then fifth place, we have the 15th anniversary. That was just like a disaster for the entire brand. And it's something that I think even to this day, we still kind of feel the lasting effects from. It's got that long COVID. So, yeah, that's last place.
Nick?
So my order is going to be a little bit different here. So if we're
Fucking
starting from the
hipster.
top, it kind of is, unfortunately. So 20th anniversary is my top. I do think
Okay.
Mania is a better game overall, but if we're talking in terms of anniversary, there's little in this series that's hyped me quite as much as Generations and delivered. It's a phenomenal game. It's a phenomenal celebration, and it really felt like everybody all at once, regardless of what era you celebrate the most, could come together and celebrate this game and our love for the franchise. I don't think there's a better celebration out there than Generations, and its lasting impact now just goes to show that. Second place for me is the 25th anniversary. I think Mania holds that much weight compared to everything else that happened. I think Forces is kind of whatever. It didn't offend me as much as it did for other people. Well, I do agree with the criticisms It's not a very good game, but it's a competent enough game. I just don't fixate on it. My focus was, for me being the older fan, Mania, seeing this return to form and potentially outclass what I grew up with, and reminding the entire world, yes, Sonic was good and is still good, and this brand, this identity, this persona, this has all been well defined since the 90s, and we don't need to be ashamed of that. It's amazing, and I love it, and Forces at least flirted with what made the early 2000s special without truly understanding it. And, you know, I still holding out hope they are learning some lessons there and stop being so afraid. Mephiles is back on merch. He's never been on merch before, and we have merch 2021. You can walk into a Target, buy a little Mephiles skateboard. That is wild to me. So I'm hoping this is like, and I know it's like a slow go, but I'm hoping the good ideas from the 25th anniversary are still going to play out. I think I'm being a little bit too optimistic, but we will see. Regardless, Mania is that good of a game to me. So that's my number 2. Third place is the 10th anniversary. Not so much for Sonic Adventure. I don't hold it in as such high regard as, Pup, Chaomix, or Suris, but I do still respect it, and I do still think it's a great game. Just more for me when I look at it anniversary-wise, it just, again, as an older Sega kid, it was a really sad time for me as a Sonic fan. Again, like, the brand turned out to survive, past the Sega stuff, but it never seemed to take as much care for Sonic going forward. I know they made like a big to-do of it with the X and Heroes and everything going forward, but it just never hit that high again after that point. And it's a strong point to go out on, but just everything that was happening around the 10th anniversary is just what puts it down below the other ones, where these other ones were later on in the franchise's history, and you're allowed to be like, okay, look, let's actually celebrate that we're still here and there's still things to celebrate. The 10th anniversary was really an end of an era, so that's my reasoning there. Not so much the game itself, just everything surrounding it. After that, I suppose the 19th, I technically wouldn't count it. No, wait, no, not even 19th. I keep forgetting. The 30th anniversary. I don't think it's done yet, and I think the way we've celebrated it was a lot of fun. I think they're really kind of defining how they're going to celebrate Sonic the Hedgehog with these silly anniversaries. And the symphony was great, and the Minecraft stuff was kind of shitty, but still an interesting tie-in, and all the other tie-ins were fine. Colors Ultimate is it is what it is, and I have a lot of thoughts. I'm still editing, and I will get back to editing once we're done here, but I also have to take in the caveat that we're in a pandemic right now, and we have another big game coming forward, so it's more of a wait and see approach. But as of right now, I'm very mixed on the overall 30th anniversary, because Ultimate wasn't it. It wasn't the way to do it. And after that, obviously, would be 19th. If I'm going to count it at all, it would go there. It's just whatever. I don't really feel like talking about Sonic 4. And 15th, we've talked about for probably half of this episode, and that's for good reason. And I don't really think we need to expound upon that any further than that. It's at the bottom for a reason.
All right. Can I go from bottom to top?
Go for it.
I feel like it blends.
Oh no, you're a much better bottom. It's fine.
You bitch. Okay. So, in sixth place as my worst one is the 19th anniversary. The reason being, they took a mobile game and not only gave it pride of place, but also called it Sonic 4. Fuck you. I've got no respect for that. In fifth place, we have the 15th anniversary. Now, I know I'm something of an apologist, a game apologist for Sonic 06, but put it this way. You had some really nice athletes there with your 15th anniversary, but they tripped over every single hurdle, and that's both hilarious and devastating. And yeah, Sonic really just kind of came out of that anniversary limping to the finish line, and that's just not a good way to be. Unfortunate circumstance, got a lot of respect for it, except for Sonic Genesis. That thing can fuck itself. But like the rest of it, I respect. Just didn't work. Fourth place, the 30th anniversary. Okay, so let's pretend that Sonic Colors was an anniversary game, and so was Sonic Free Riders. The 30th anniversary took the 19th anniversary and got rid of everything that was crap and kept the one good thing and gave it a nice new coat of paint while also fucking it up entirely.
If I may
But
interrupt
hey,
real quick too, though, we keep forgetting about it. They didn't bring back DS colors.
oh yeah.
Cowards.
Well, good thing I already own that then, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, 30th anniversary. Well, yeah, it happened. It was a thing. In third place, the 25th anniversary. I'm quite surprised by how high up this landed, but it really must be said, Sonic Mania is that good, and Forces is like you know I don't hate Toast, but it's Toast. Whereas I'm pretty much used to. You know, for my birthday, I was kind of hoping for something a little more than just toast, but you know,
Is it even
like,
toast? I
times are
feel like
tough.
it's just plain white bread.
You're right. Yeah, it literally
like
not even any fucking
be
butter
bothered
on it. Like,
with
it's not even that good white bread either. It's a little bit stale. Um, but you know, I still like bread, so I'm not gonna pretend I'm more hurt than I am. Right, this is gonna be a weird one. This is probably gonna catch some people off guard. In second place is the 10th anniversary. Now, let me make one thing clear. Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite Sonic game of all time. Maybe one of my favorite games of all time. The thing is just that fucking good. Like, oh my god. And Sonic Advance 1, not bad either. Pretty good. They had the right idea. And I really, really like that Sonic Adventure 2 really celebrates the future of Sonic while also having an air of finality to it. Just doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? It feels like a satisfying conclusion to the Sonic series. At the same time, it feels like it's entirely wrapped up in Sonic in the here and now, as it were. You know, there's not really much looking back on, oh god, we fucking love Chemical Plant, you know? Like, it's a fully brand new experience, to quote Takeshi Iizuka when he was talking about Sonic Forces for the first time. Interesting. In first place is the 20th anniversary. That shouldn't have been a surprise. You know where I'm at. But, like, my god, like, Sega had all eyes on them for the Sonic 20th anniversary. And holy cow, they delivered. They really, really put on a show for everyone that even non-Sonic fans were saying, hey, that's pretty good. Like, it's just... It's a quintessential platformer everybody should own. Like, Sonic Adventure 2, my favorite Sonic game of all time, is not a quintessential platformer that everybody should own. That's for me. That's my thing. Back off. Sonic Generations, on the other hand, everybody should have it. If you don't have a copy, have one. Even if you don't have an Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or PC, own a copy of Sonic Generations, because it belongs in your house. Just stick it up on the mantelpiece or some shit. I don't care. That game is to be respected.
And can I just say, it's got one of the best special editions ever, and you fuckers in the UK are the only ones that got it. I had to import that thing for like twice the price.
You want to know a fun fact? I didn't get the special edition. Lol.
It's really good, dude. It's so good. It's such
No,
a
my
good special
parents-
edition.
My parents were like, look, dude, you've already got the special edition of Arkham City, so you're not getting the special
That's
edition
fair.
of Sonic.
That's
I
fair.
was like, but what if I pay for it myself? They're like, no, save up for something else.
Mania
I was
had
like,
a
okay.
collector's edition too. I had
It's
it.
a really good one. You can tell when Sega's proud of their games, man.
Mania Collection, the Mania Collector's Edition was really good.
Oh
as
my
well.
god,
Like,
it's so good. They're both really good. Man, just again, like I just said, you can tell when Sega is really proud of one of their games, because man, they went all out for both of those in terms of the goofy, kitschy crap you could buy with them. But in terms of overall quality, just like, because I'm looking at both of them right now, like the statue that came with Generations, a little bit better quality. They both came with gold rings, and I just love them. I just fucking love them. So there we go.
We're done with the main topic then.
We're
which
done. Yes.
brings us to my favorite part of the show, the part where we count all the money we've made.
Oh my
My God. No, but I love it because we get to interact with the fans. No, for real. I do like hearing what you guys have to say.
We do, yeah. We appreciate you guys so much.
What order are we doing this in? Because this first question here is very much for Chaomix.
Oh, Chaomix, you want to read that?
From Trey? Or,
No, not from Trey. It's up.
Oh, I see it. That Jordo donated $5, and he said, "Chaomix, do you like drizzling ketchup and mustard on your hot dog feet?" First of all, I'm from Chicago. We do not put ketchup on our hot dogs. So I gotta disagree with that. Mustard, though, mustard is a pretty good condiment for hot dogs.
Yeah.
Can you send me a pizza in the post, like a Chicago pizza?
Okay.
Can you ship one out to me?
Just so you know, Chicagoans do not eat deep dish all the time. They just usually eat pizza. They usually
I
eat...
just want to try a Chicago pizza.
Yeah, like for some reason when people are like, "Oh, you're from Chicago, so you guys got like deep dish pizza." It's like, yeah, we do, but like we're not eating it by the spoonful here.
It's just I don't think we
Yeah,
can get it. I don't know where to get it here. So if you could just send one over
if
in
you
the
want
post, fully
I will
cooked and hot
tell
and
you
shit.
something
In a
from
nice,
Giordano's or Lou Malnati's.
just get it out to me in a nice soggy brown envelope. I'll be happy.
Chicago is great, is a great city to visit if you really just want to clog up your arteries. They got some great food for that. But like my buddies in Chicago have flat out told me, my wife lived in Chicago for a while too. She's like, look, that's what you bring your out of town friends to. Like, yeah, otherwise we're getting a regular ass pizza. Like, we do not have the arteries to put up with deep dish all the time.
Can I get this next one because it's literally from my husband?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so Trey Nobles sends $9.99. You could have just made it 10, dude, for fuck's sake. I'm joking. He says, I'm not going to be able to stay till the end, but I love you all, as per usual. Me especially, though. Saving up for a B-Theory hoodie. Take my money. Hashtag hot dog shoes. Isn't he sweet? I love Trey.
He's a good boy. We love him to death. Okay, I'll take Jamal's, our pal Jamal.
There we go.
Yeah, our pal Jamal.
I want to ask Jamal directly. I mean, he's one of my patrons. I think I'm gonna message him like, does he care if we mispronounce his name or not? I'm gonna if he turns out he's like, actually, it's Jamal.
Listen, I'm British. There's no other way I can really pronounce it without sound like a dick. So like,
You don't do hard A's though. You guys do the alls. You don't do the ah.
well, just suck my dick. Get on with it.
Make sure to put the mustard on it first.
Exactly.
It's slathered in scalding hot Chicago pizza. I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Just to get a Chicago dog. Are you kidding me? What's that place that makes the good Chicago? What's the franchise
With
one?
the fucking super chat, Nick.
I have to know. Like I'm curious. Chaomix, what is it again? I don't remember. Like the famous,
Say that again?
like the famous franchised restaurant in Chicago.
I think it's Portillo's.
Yes, thank you. Portillo's is fucking delicious, man.
They have a chocolate shake that has a chocolate cake in it. Like there is just a slice of chocolate cake at the bottom of the shake. And like when you drink it, you just get like little bits of cake with it. It's amazing.
And it's literally impossible to describe without rhyming.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mike is back. Get the fuck out.
All right.
No, I forgot that we were bullying this poor person.
I finally figured out where that came from too, because Pup said some random shit.
Leave me alone.
No, I'm so sorry. I don't know how it got to this point.
I don't remember what you said specifically, Pup, but I listened back to our episode yesterday, and whenever it was last week, you said something about a mic, and that's kind of what kicked it off. You said, I'm not a mic. You said something along those lines.
I don't.
And then like 10 minutes later, after we all forgot about whatever you said, the chat just went ballistic with it.
But no, for real. Like, Mike, just I want to let you know this is all in good fun. We love you, Mike, but still, fuck off, Mike.
Oh god. Anyway,
You dick.
Jamal says happy B theory. Nick, I said my own name wrong. Nick Cross Sally Acorn and Pup Cross Rouge forever. I can't read today.
What is wrong with you?
I'm tired.
I like the fact that
I'm so tired.
the fact that he's turned Sunset City Fridays into a national holiday.
I'm very happy for it.
A weekly national holiday. Wayne, you're up.
Yeah. Okay, so from Miles the Prower, we get US $5. I don't have a witty remark, so here's some money.
Thanks, Miles.
Well, it's still greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
We love the money. right?
Chaomix, you wanna take Otis's?
Sure. Otis Small with $2. Hey all, your boy here.
Hey, Otis.
There's a big fight going on right now in the live chat.
Jack out
Mike
neck
is-
cross Soliacra.
Mike is just fucking taking names and kicking ass.
Oh my god.
Fucking love to see it. I really hope Mike is actually okay with this. I really hope that we're not actually
He
upsetting
can
him.
leave if he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
kiss
no.
out, Mike.
All right, Pup, your turn.
Wait, it's my turn. Okay, so Chris Lennox sends $5. For the love of God, why can't we get a new game focusing on an open world adventure on Anal Island? Angel Island. A reboot of Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
The
See, I
dyslexia
like-
is real today, guys.
We're all tired. I actually only had like 4 hours of sleep as well, so like
It just makes it all funnier.
That's the sequel to Mobius Unleashed. Taking a trip to Anal Island.
that's actually not a bad idea. I might see if I can market that.
That's where nipples the enchilada lives.
All right, Nick, you're up with dukes. She gonna take that dick.
So Chuck sent us $2, Suris, Wayne, Pup, and me.
Yeah, fuck you, Chaomix. You don't even exist.
Speaking of Chaomix, you want to take Deox's next one?
Deox, yeah.
Isn't it
Deox-
Wayne's turn?
It's okay,
on,
I'm not
Chaomix.
here.
Fuck Wayne. Who cares about Wayne?
Deox with $9.99. What is your biggest Sonic guilty pleasure? Can be comics, animations, fanimations, game, fanfics, art, act.
Oh, I know.
Mobius-
Mine's
Mobius
Sonic the
Unleashed.
Hedgehog.
I don't want to repeat Mobius Unleashed. It's not a guilty pleasure, I swear. I actually feel very good about it. nah.
Tangle the lemur.
Tingle. I'd say Sonic R, honestly. I think
What, the R-rated Sonic game?
agree with
Yeah.
that.
I think it's just like I
Right.
keep saying, it's the one game everybody agrees is bad, but we all like it anyway.
Yeah. I did a video on it, like literally in the title. It's like Sonic R, my biggest guilty pleasure. That is
I saw
definitely my
that.
guilty pleasure Sonic game.
Yeah, I can't wait to cover it because it's fascinating. I had that script ready to go for that long before I started my channel, but then I noticed that people were saying what I was already going to say about it, and I was like, well, we got to revisit this. And looking at it just from that perspective of how everybody else has been covering it, it's fascinating to me that it's that consistent, like, endearing, just appreciation of this game. So
Yeah, I adore everything about it.
yeah, I do too. So that's
Right,
That's fine.
so Nathan, it's your turn.
So yeah, actually, Wayne, do you have a guilty pleasure for Sonic? We're gonna count Mobius Unleashed as pups.
No, don't. I don't mean that.
Tangle the lemur.
There you go, attaboy. All right, you did say that.
Shit. When you say guilty pleasure, do you mean as in guilty pleasure or guilty pleasure?
Not to that extreme, but I did have to come to terms with the fact that I was just like, I just really like this character a lot.
I think my biggest guilty pleasure is yelling chaos control at the point of climax.
Why are you like this? Why, Pup, why are you?
Oh,
You know
God.
that American construct of freedom? This is kind of my interpretation of it in a way. It's just less guns, more cringe.
Wayne, do you want to take the next one?
Wallace.
All right. Mr. SP, US $10. Sonic 06 finds itself in plenty of worst games ever conversations, but it wasn't even the worst Sonic game of 2006. Sonic Genesis
right.
is Sega's greatest atrocity, and most people forget it exists.
I think it deserves to be on that. I think it deserves to be lambasted as much as it does, considering what Sonic should mean to the industry. I think interpretations of like what the icon status is versus the quality of the game. I think that needs to be part of that conversation as opposed to just a shitty port of a good game.
But for the sake of Sonic's future, can we please, like, if we're going to have conversations about 06, Just do it in a nuanced fashion.
Give me a Sonic team that has the balls to say, fuck you, we're going back to that game, and we're remaking it, and we're going to make it awesome.
Or make a sequel that has all of the problems of the original just for shits and giggles.
Just
and
go
call it
mad
Sonic
with
Adventure
it.
3.
Double down.
I mean, if they actually did like a self-aware thing and like even had them like acknowledge the problems with the game. Oh wait,
Don't-
you just end up with Colors Ultimate because Tails literally does that when you go out of the level geometry.
Just intentionally, like, don't code Sonic's, like, special meter properly so it never goes down.
Infinite boost.
Glorious. Whose turn is it?
I think.
Yours?
It's back to Pup.
Oh.
Okay. So, excuse me. Black Yakuzu 94 sends us a delicious $5. I love Sonic 06's story as a concept, but the finished product just isn't as good. It has cool moments, no doubt, but the story needs more than that to function. I said it last week. Zack Snyder's Sonic 06. Swap Steppenwolf out with Mephiles, swap Darkseid out with Iblis, and swap the Amazons out with the Echidna tribes.
Bring Yuji Naka back just to finish it. Why the fuck not? Let's get nuts.
Swap Batman out with Shadow as well.
There we go.
Nick.
Sony sends
Faith,
us
Professor
Canadian $6.99. The best anniversary is the 5th anniversary of Lost World. 5 years of Zeddy and ongoing.
Why is this now a part of this channel's lore? Is that we just like love the Zeti at this point?
Because just like the Sonic franchise, we're just gonna shove those fuckers in anywhere we get the chance. So that's just what happens.
This was the point where Suris let us know he had only 40 minutes left.
Yep.
He was, I guess you could say, crushing on time. I guess you could say crushing 40.
Oh god.
But like, yeah, Nick, go, you bitch.
I did, you bitch.
He just
Okay,
did.
go on then, bitch. Oh, you did? Oh, sorry, bitch. Chaomix.
Get going,
King,
you bitch.
You want to go up?
Uh,
Shut up, bitch.
What's wrong with us?
Ignore us. Go ahead and read it out, man. You can do it.
That one is Black Yakuzu 94 with 2 USD. Sega's problem is always learning the wrong lesson.
Yep.
Yeah, we were kind of touching on that. I will say though that like after 06, we wouldn't have gotten like the boost games if they kind of just stuck to their guns. And I do really like the boost games. I think they're really fun. So
I can agree with that. Like, we wouldn't have gotten Sonic Unleashed, which is one of my all-time favorites, but part of me wonders, do the needs of the many truly outweigh the needs of the pup?
It is always that what if scenario. I mean, if Sonic 06 was good, is that worth the sacrifice of Sonic Generations? I don't
or
know.
they decided to do a sequel to Sonic 06 in the same style, and
What
just
would it
kind
been?
of fix
Yeah.
the broken things, and we probably would have gotten completely different games afterwards too.
Oh, Wallace's mic is muted. What a slag.
Yeah, no, sorry.
okay.
We went so far into the afternoon that that my Roomba is scheduled to go off at a certain time of the day, and he's knocking on the door. He's trying to get in, and I'm like, no.
Well, you've got a super chat from Aki Dave to read out, so come on, slut, do it, read it.
Okay, Aki Dave, US $1.99. Love you guys. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Dave. I know you're not even like much of a Sonic fan at all, but I appreciate you being here, dude.
Yeah, we love you, Aki Dave.
Is it my turn?
I believe so. Wait, I don't know who's. No. It's Pup's turn. It's Pup's
Okay.
turn.
Rocky Ness sends us $10 US. The first anniversary was my favorite because of Sonic 2. You're daring today, aren't we? But in seriousness, Generations and Mania's anniversary was great. Love the podcast as usual. A big red heart emoji. Oh.
Thank you, Ness. I'm actually going to
We
take
love you too.
this next one here because Chaomix need to take the one after that.
Right.
Black Yakuza sent us another $2 again, dude. Thanks for being here. Sonic is cringe, but he is free. Okay, deep thoughts.
He
Thank
joins with the pup philosophy.
you.
All
Go
right.
on, Chaomix.
Eagle Dalek with £1.79 testing to see if Chaomix can say my name right. I think I did. Let me know if I did.
Say it
or not.
again. You kind of cut out when you said it.
Evil Dalek.
Yeah,
you
that's
got it.
correct.
You got it.
Fucking
Unlike me.
Trey. Yeah, I
No,
mean,
no,
yeah,
not
sorry,
Trey.
Nick.
Me.
Nick.
Definitely
Nick
me.
Nick completely fucking butchered the pronunciation of Dalek.
Yep.
Dalek?
What a jackass asshole I was that one day
What a
specifically.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking dickwad. Can't even wear a
God.
guitar properly. Piece of
We
shit.
should have just
fucking
not had you on the
jackass.
show that day.
Honestly, that probably would have been for the best. What an embarrassment.
Honestly, it wasn't even fucking worth it. Although you were looking prettier than usual.
it
that day.
really was my Sonic 06 of the podcast.
But there was just something about your eyes that day that was so tantalizing. What, did you have a shower or something?
Occasionally.
Okay,
Jamal.
so-
Jamal sent us
Our
another
pal,
$5.
Jamal.
Jamal, tell us if we're saying your name wrong or not. God. He sent us $5. Hey guys, which favorite Sonic game would you want rebooted? That's a big question because I have a lot of answers.
That can be like an entire podcast episode.
Oh yeah, and it probably should be.
SA1.
SA2.
Is not as good as SA1.
Would you just
I don't think you can remake one without remaking the other. I think that's just
Nah, do them both together.
Yeah,
be bold about it.
I agree.
And a third one. Do a third one with it.
I mean, fuck it. Yeah.
Crash for it up. Prove that you can
Yeah.
handle this game and make it better, and then make a third one.
Literally spunk out a block of gold.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I want Sonic Adventure 3 to be a remake of Sonic 06. That's what I fucking want. Be
With
that
the
bold.
Zack Snyder inspired story I picked.
I swear to God.
I'd be down for that.
Also, Jack Adam 32 just said Nick had a rough transition into pronunciation.
I sure did.
Oh, we got another one. Who wants to read for Jerome?
Jerome McCullough with £2. Chaomix. You ever played a 2D Metroid game?
You absolute prick.
I have played through Metroid Zero Mission at least 3 times,
Nice.
and then I went through Metroid Dread recently. I tried playing a little bit of Super Metroid before Dread came out, but I was not able to get too into it and finish it, so I just ended up skipping to Dread. But from what I did play, it was pretty good. But yeah, Dread is amazing. I love that game. It's definitely like
Yes.
my game of the year.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan Wallace, now that you've said the M word, you want to say the fucking K word as well?
the
Kisses.
Hey, so anyway, y'all guys, did y'all see? I posted on Twitter. I got those Klonoa vinyls in.
Was it the vinyls? I just saw the tapes.
Look this up.
Oh yeah. No, I got the I've got the vinyls and the cassette tapes for both.
Nice.
The train headed for Sunset City. I'm crawling under it.
Well, guys, I mean, off air, we should probably talk a little Klonoa because I want to talk more Klonoa.
I have a lot of feelings to vent out. Just nothing you haven't heard before, but I just have a lot of feelings.
I think I do want to explore that a bit. But yeah, guys, we should probably wrap it up. We've been going for quite a long time. Chaomix, thank you so much for being with us and spending this much time with us. I know it was a long wait to get going and a very long conversation. And obviously, you're always welcome here.
We got another one.
Bebop
we got
Nuts sent us
another one.
£5. If there was a game to celebrate the Sonic Comics anniversary, how would you guys do it? Metal Virus.
Metal Virus. Eh.
There you go.
Oh, hey, Jamal.
Yeah,
Wait.
Jamal, I said it right, pup. For God's sakes, Nick, you got my
I'm
name
telling
right, bro.
you. Listen, you green bitch. I'm telling you. As a British man, this is a natural way of pronouncing the name Jamal.
Listen, you
and
British, you Brits.
why don't you go celebrate Thanksgiving, you Yankee fuck?
I will violently. Oh
Yeah,
God,
go.
they did too. Oh no, America
Heard the
did.
tradition.
Oh
Turkey.
no. Oh,
You goddamn turkey. I tell you what, when we fucking colonize you again, we're gonna call it the Empire Strikes Back, bitch. Get ready.
All right, that'd be fun. Make
I am
things
gonna have to get going soon.
All right, guys. If you want to follow more of our nonsense, I'm at Game Apologist. I released a Sonic Colors Part 1 video last week. I gotta get back to work on Part 2, and I want to get it done within the next couple days, so stick around if you want to see more of my thoughts on that. I've been quiet about that game for a very specific reason, because I have a very obnoxious amount to say about it on my channel. If you want to go visit Wayne, his is Wayne is Boss, and it is a phenomenal channel. He is a very smart boy with very good thoughts on video games.
He's also quite good looking as well, it has to be said.
Yes, he's like a sexy... I almost just said Tom the Watts. What is that even?
Tom DeLonge.
Oh, yeah, I thought of Tom DeLonge and Scott the Watts.
Listen, man, like, if I were into
Oh.
dudes, I would totally be way too nervous to ask you out, man.
Oh. Who was the other person I got compared to? Like, just last night? I don't know this person. It was...
Ben Shapiro.
No, that's the voice. That's the voice. Linus Sebastian?
Wait, is
I
that the-
remember that. What the fuck is
Is that
that?
the Linus Tech Tips guy?
I can kind of see it.
I love that guy.
I don't know what
Kind
that
of
is.
see it a little bit. Just a little bit.
At least you don't get James Woods.
Oh, dear. I can kind of hear it, though.
I don't. Whatever. Anyway,
Wait, no way! I can totally hear James Woods, kinda.
Yeah, you can
But,
do
like,
a
when
Hades
you-
impression.
When you raise your voice, that is. It's like when you're just talking at a normal cadence, like, I don't get that much of it.
it's fine. Fair enough. But yeah, you can find Channel Pup at Channel Pup, of course. You've been covering a lot of Spider-Man stuff recently. Am I mistaken?
Yes, there has been that because there's a lot of Spider-Man going on right now. But all the same, this has been... I just really want to say this. This has been a very momentous episode because today is the day Jamal is no longer our pal. He is now our soulmate.
He's our Paul.
Our soulmate.
He's our Paul.
He's our soulmate Jamal. Okay? Fucking let's go shopping.
Is
No,
Nick
but
Hades?
yeah.
I mean, yes. If there's anybody who's literally head on fire in this podcast, it would be me.
Yeah, so just watch my channel and shit. You know, there's also,
But let's
Places
let
videos.
our guest speak for himself because he's got quite a phenomenal channel. You want to talk a little bit about that, Chaomix?
Sure. Yeah. I mainly cover Sonic content. I have like one non-Sonic video, but maybe in the future I'll branch out a little bit. But as it stands now, I try doing like weekly-ish uploads. Sometimes I'll miss a week, but it's fine. I do like Sonic discussion-based videos, and I try to kind of think out of the box with my videos. They're very weird. For example, my most recent video is which U.S. president had the best Sonic games. People were like really digging the thumbnail for that.
It's
on
a
Twitter.
great-
your
Your
thumbnails,
thumbnails
are
are-
always
yeah.
spectacular.
They're so good, dude.
Yeah.
I have one
So
hanging
yeah,
on my
check
wall.
out my channel if you're interested in seeing some really weird Sonic videos.
He's underplaying it. Like this guy covers like all the goofy shit. If you're a hardcore Sonic fan and you've had like a weird inkling thought about it, Chaomix is talking about it, and it's so satisfying. He did a video with me last year about Mecha Sonic, like the one from Sonic Adventure, and we spent like 19 minutes trying to figure out what the hell this thing is, and then I had to do a follow-up quick video just saying, oh no, the comments figured it out. But like he talks about like Burger Man, talks about the that weird fish.
Also,
I still
didn't you
remember the
mod
fish.
Burger Man into like a playable character in
Yeah.
SE2 as well?
I did.
That's fucking
I literally
class.
learned how to mod Sonic Adventure 2 from scratch just to put him in.
That's incredible.
You're the content creator in the Sonic community everybody gets along with. Everybody loves you, and for good reason. You're an awesome dude, and we loved having you on, man.
I'll
Thanks,
suck
man.
your dick
Yeah.
too.
It's good to be here finally though.
Yeah, it's good to finally have you. man.
If you guys are more longtime fans of this podcast, you'll usually see me in the comments. I'm not always available. I'm usually never available to hop on until today. But I am kind of able to listen, so I'm in the comments a lot. So
Yeah,
this
he's
is
always
definitely
around.
one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to currently. You
Well,
guys
thanks,
are pretty
man.
awesome.
Thanks, man. Well, you are, of course, just you're
Oh,
part of
no.
the family here, bro. So you're always welcome back whenever you want.
Hell yeah, thanks, dude.
All right, guys. Well, with that all said, I think it's about time the sunset on this particular conversation. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you all next week.
That was a fucking